Hello, everybody. Good morning. Gotta do a few things, and then get to gaming for the day. Yeah. Is there a filter or something on? Why is my skin looking so good today? All right. Cool. All right. Well, we need to feed the doggos. So I have. Where's the pot? Is it in here? Yes. Okay. So there is some rice left over here for the dogs. For the dogs. So let's go get the dog bowls and feed the doggos. Look at they get. Watch. There's the one bowl. Oh, it got no attention. Look at that. Yeah. Smells good. Smells good. Okay, so I reckon I'm gonna water them real quick. So I'm gonna take this here water jug, and I'm just gonna water these bad boys. So I reckon, yeah, I'll take you with me. It's fine. I was gonna just put you down somewhere and leave you there, but you know what? I'm not. No, this lighting is terrible. There we go. But you know what? I'll take you with me. It's fine. It's all good. Alrighty. So, you take the jug, the 4.5 pints or 2 litre jug. Alrighty. We start on the outside. We just open the door a bit more. There we go. We start with this bad boy every time because it's right here. Just a little bit because it holds a lot of water in the actual pot, because the pot has no drainage, so we don't need a lot of water. That's all we need for that big plant. And this way the water can cascade and trickle down from one pot to another. Cool. Alrighty, then we get these little pillars that I'm trying to... I found some railway sleepers, and I'm trying to put like cut grass and mud and sand and everything in there so this can start growing. There's a little bit of loofah vine growing on top. Just water that, let the water trickle down. Same on the other side. Alrighty, then we need more water. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, my friends. This is just my daily routine, my daily grind. Whoops! My phone just fell. Is it okay? Oh god, is my phone okay? Oh fuck, there's a huge crack. Oh my god, my phone just cracked. Oh my god, my phone just cracked. Guys. Oh my god, that's a huge ass crack in my goddamn screen. Wow. That sucks. Okay. Whoops. Be careful next time, Wesley DS. My God. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you water the green corner. This beautiful thing. Try and get in there because mushrooms grow in there. You can't eat them. They are poisonous, but they're purely decorational, and I think it's real cute having little mushrooms growing. Get back there, get a little bit of the air plant, even though it doesn't need too much water. It's an air plant. And that's the corner done. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, now I'm going to try and put this camera back there. Hopefully it doesn't fall this time. Please don't crack. Again. Alright. Let's try and do our thing as fast as we can, so that the phone doesn't fall over. Making me nervous now. Goodness grape juice. There we go. Okay, so now we've done the green corner, we've done the sleepers. Both sleepers on either side, there and there, done. Green corner is done. Now we get these boys. This is also a combination of loofah vine and other vines. I'm not sure what other vines are in here. Just pour a whole lot of water in there. There we go. You got some aloe vera growing over here. And then some chili trees over here, some baby chili trees. Give them a little bit of love. I think there's a little one just over there, right there. That tiny little thing right there. That I think is a chili tree. Okay, so now we need more water. LOL. Okay. See, I don't know if you guys could see me because the camera was turned the other way. Every time I put a chair. Oh, you can see the tap, yeah. Okay. Now we good. Can't believe I cracked my goddamn screen when my phone fell earlier. Cracked my bloody screen, man. Right there. Right there. Shit. Oh well. Tis what it is, yes? I want for things, that's what happens. That's the price you pay. Right, so this, the stem dries up, but it doesn't actually die unless you stop taking care of it. So we need water. I used to have tomatoes growing in that one over there, but I don't know what happened. They didn't want to grow. There's some more loofah vine that just decided to die. I don't know. Tried to take care of it. I think it doesn't like direct sunlight for too long, or something. I don't know what I got wrong with that one, but yeah, that's that there. All right, so all that's left is to water that little weed tree there, that little weed tree there, and then these two in the pots. And then upstairs, there's the other weed trees. I do have the vegetable garden as well to water, but I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Let's have a look real quick. Yeah. Oh, look, my onion's busy growing nicely right there. That stem, that wispy stem in the middle, that's an onion. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Good to know that the onions are growing. Good to know the onions are growing. Yay. Okay. I'm just gonna have to keep on putting you guys over here while I fill up with water every time. Alrighty, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, my friends. Alrighty. I don't think I'm gonna do the vegetable garden today. I think it's all good. So we'll skip the veggie garden watering session for the day, and we'll move on to the upper weed trees, I think. But before we do that, I reckon it's time for a little bit of a breakfast, yeah? An early morning ringer. Why not? A ringer binger. Place you right there. Because I mean, I did bring the bong and I did bring the stash. So I might as well have a morning wake and bake. Why not? And if you guys appreciate the wake and bake, you're more than welcome to show me a little financial monetization. You can throw a little bit of cash at me if you want to. You don't have to. Just saying. Normally I do take donations, and to thank people for their donations, I do smoke a bong live on stream to say thank you. So if you want to do it the other way around, I'll smoke first and you can pay me later. I'm joking. It's all good. I don't do this for the money. Well, that's a lie. But I don't primarily do this for the money. You know what I mean? I do this for the connection of people, for the love, for getting to know more people. I like to get to know people without having to leave my house. Convenience at its best, I reckon. It's like, have you seen the children nowadays? They don't have to leave their houses to go and chill with their friends. They Zoom call, they WhatsApp video call, and they sit there for hours all day long, just chatting to each other while they're doing whatever they're doing around the house. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I'm sorry, if I had the option as a child to virtually spend time with my friends and then do that as well as I get to spend time at home, get to chill in my room, do whatever I'm doing, plus still hang with my friends, bro, you know I'm going to take that option. Hell. You know I'm going to take that option. Shit. It's perfect. It's breeding a society of antisocial people. And I love it. I love it. Oh, first bong of the day. Wish me luck. Oh, man. Get the chest ready, you know. Expand the lungs first before you pull. Okay. Here we go. First one of the day. It's a beautiful piece. Look at that, yeah? I think it's a wonderful, wonderful bong. Beautiful piece. It's a chromatic skull. Yeah? The only thing is, with this pipe, it gets blocked really easily. So, it is what it is. Alright, if y'all have yourselves a bong packed, you got a bowl that's ready to rip, let's rip it together, yeah? Let's get high together. Awesome. Wake and bake. Let's fucking go. LFG, boys. Oh, wow. There's nobody there. It's all good. What are these dogs barking at? Where they at? Weirdo dogs. Oh, okay. So now that we've done that, we can go back up. Let's put this water bottle back down. Okay, take the keys for the house, take bong, and my water bottle. Okay. Let's just close up the greenhouse. Cool. And let's make our way back up. Oh, this day is nice, but it's not as warm as it should be. Honestly, it's not as warm as it should be. Last couple of days we've been having a little bit of crappy weather, and I thought, hey, look, there's sunshine, yay! Not as warm as it should be. Oh well. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my water bottle down here. Okay. Right, so how's everyone doing today? Grab the trusty jug. Okay, cool. That's that done. Oh. And now we're in the kitchen. I'm just gonna put the water bottle in the bottom away. And then I need to go and clean stuff. So this room is another story altogether, my friends. Don't look at my bedroom. Ugh. It's not very nice. It's not very clean right now. I have a problem. I need to clean. Oh, I do have a little sip of coffee left. Yay! I need to make more. Definitely need to make more. Before I do all of that, I need to clean this kitchen. So y'all want to come chill with me while I clean kitchen? Alright. Well, there's not much to do, at least. I just got to do the dishes. That's it. Just those couple dishes, right? And then I got to clean counters. Sweep the floor, that's it. So, where am I going to put you guys while I do this? I suppose does this work? Yeah, this kind of works. Alright, cool. Wait, I need to put a bit of backing on this thing. Can you see what I'm doing? Is that alright? You're a bit far away. Is that better? Yeah, there we go, that's better. Alright, cool. Let's get started. The daily grind, guys. The daily grind. You know what I mean? Every day. And you know what? If I don't do it, who's gonna? If I don't do it, who's gonna do it? And I don't mind doing it because it's a decent payoff. It's the least I can do. You know what I mean? It's honestly the least I can do is clean the house and clean the dishes every single day. I mean, I'm not the one cooking, you know. I gotta pay for my meals somehow, right? I'm not the one cooking. My missus is the one cooking. She's the one out there making money because I can't work, right? So, is it really my place to complain? No, it's not. So I just shut my mouth and get to work because it's the least I can do and I don't mind doing it. It's thanks to her that I got a roof over my head. It's thanks to her I got food in my stomach. I'm very grateful for it. And to show her that, I voluntarily do things like clean the kitchen and do the dishes. Okay, that needs to be rinsed off. Oh, that's hot water. Hot water! That's a hot potato! That's one hot potato! Alright. Rinse this off before we start cleaning everything. Ooh, hot water, hot water. Rinse this off. Okay, that should be alright. I rinse things off in the beginning before I start washing the dishes just to make it a little bit easier when it comes time to actually wash the dishes. Am I the only one that does that? I don't think I am. Oh, okay, too much water. Wasn't paying attention. Right. Dishwashing liquid. I'm not going to show a name brand because not sponsored. Just generic dishwashing liquid, everybody. Generic dishwashing liquid right here. All right, and we start with the most glossiest thing ever. Made out of glass, completely see-through. That's where you start. Give it a good scrub, get around the edges, under the little nozzle and stuff like that, you know. Under there, little vulnerable spots. Get deep in the bottom and the little edges and the corners. Make sure the outside's nice and clean. And the butt, get the butt, don't forget the butt. Ta-da! Shiny. Love it. Love. Okay. Where's the other plate? Okay. Where's the other plate? I'm not the only one who ate supper last night. Hang on. Found it. I don't go found the other plate. She left it in the bedroom. Who does that? Who does that? I knew there was another plate. There's two of us. Hello. How can there be only one plate? She doesn't wash her own dishes. I wash the dishes. That's the deal. You cook, I clean. So look, I was wondering where the other plate went to. La la, like that goes on that hook there. No, that goes on. Yes, that hook there, because that one is the big round spoon. This one, that one goes there. Yes. Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome on in. Just starting the day off. You know how things go. This is my daily routine, my daily grind. I like to share it with people because I like to see how other people's daily grinds are, like what their routine is, you know what I mean? And like compare notes, you know what I'm saying? Like we're back at school, comparing notes to see who studied harder. I'm interested to see what other people's lives are like, you know? So, this is my daily routine. Every single day I start off waking up, obviously, doing the obligatory things like toilet and whatever. Then making coffee for me and the missus, girl Princess Kathy. Making her lunch for work, seeing her off. I like to make sure that she gets a good start to the day. Because the first 15 minutes of the day, this is a fact by the way, the first 15 minutes of the day determined the rest of your mindset. So if your first 15 minutes of the day are good and positive, you're probably going to be in a good mood for the rest of the day, so you're going to be able to handle a lot more challenges than you did before. Right. Because of your mindset. You're in a good mental space. So I like to make her coffee, maybe make her try and laugh once or twice before she goes off to work. Make sure she doesn't stress about doing things like, have I got lunch? Or whatever. I take care of the lunch. I'll make it for her and I'll put it in a bag. Sometimes before she even wakes up. Sometimes she wakes up before me. I don't get to make her lunch, but she jumps on it, you know? So we take turns with that kind of shit. So I like to make sure that when she goes off, she's happy. Right. So she toddles off to work. I close the gate, and literally from closing the gate, the greenhouse is right next to the gate. So I go straight into the greenhouse, take care of the plants, come inside and start doing the dishes, because the next step from outside is into the kitchen. Logically, it makes sense. Right. So I do the dishes, which is the stage where I'm at right now. And then, oh, I nearly cut myself. Oh Lord, I nearly cut myself. With this. All because I'm blabbing and my hand slipped. Oh my God, I nearly cut my finger. That was close. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, right. Which is the stage I am at right now, is washing the dishes. Then I clean down the counter, sweep the floors, because I know we've got the Roomba, Frank. We've named him Frank. And he's busy doing his thing right now. I don't know if you can hear him buzzing in the background. He's doing his thing, but he's a robot, you know? He doesn't know what he's doing. All he knows is he's going in this pattern and he has a little brush spinning around and around. That's all he knows he's doing. So I've got to follow in certain little places in the house where people walk the most with the broom to sweep up a little bit. Sometimes I have to mop, depending on whether it's rained or not. You know, just general house maintenance, house upkeep. And then, if the room's too nasty, I get into the room, start cleaning in the room. If it's not too nasty, I leave it for another day. You know, I'm like, oh, sorry, babe, I couldn't get to the bedroom today. You know, I was too busy doing other things. Oh, sorry, my bad. You know? But I think today, yeah, I might need to jump into that room today, so. And after all of that, once all the housework is done, and my chores are complete, then I can sit down and play games and stream and do whatever. Or like record and edit and upload to the channel. Basically just do channel work after all my chores are done. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that. Is that you, Princess? I see little hearts flying on screen. Is that you, Princess Enchanted? Got to make sure that the strainer is clean, man. This thing's got to be clean. Food preparation tools must be clean. It's an OCD of mine. It's like a germophobic thing. I'm not a germaphobe. It's just I know in the back of my mind that if something like a strainer or a colander, such as so, is not properly clean and rinsed off, it can hold bacteria, and that goes back onto your food, and that could potentially make you sick. I don't know. It's just my mental thing. It's a mental block of mine. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's how I feel about the situation. So I always make sure that these bad boys are good and clean. Always. Okay, so let's see. The process was glass, plastic, then dishes. Then, yeah, glass, plastic, dishes, pots, pans, extra oily, greasy things after said things. All right, cool. There's a method to it. There's a system that you have to follow. There's a system you have to follow. If I don't follow the system, my brain freaks me out and I have to restart the dishes. Does that mean I'm weird? I don't know. Okay, so glass done, plastic done, dishes. Dishes, cutlery, then things like pots and... Yeah, okay. Oh. Early morning grinds, man. Yesterday, Kathy was off work. She was at home because it was Sunday. And I remember when we first got together, she tried to play Hogwarts Legacy and it didn't really work. The computer bombed out or something, or it froze or something like that, and she gave up. And she hasn't tried since. So yesterday, I was like, you're a huge Harry Potter fan, babe. You know, I know you are. Every night you listen to Harry Potter audiobooks while you fall asleep. It's a massive thing. We have talks for hours about Harry Potter theories, you know? Love it. Absolutely love it. So I was like, babe, I'll give up my day of gaming. I don't mind. Jump on. Play some Hogwarts Legacy. And it worked. It worked. It finally worked for her. She got to play the game. She played for hours. She loved it. And I played for a little bit after that as well. And you know what? I missed that game. Honestly, tell you the truth, I missed that game. That game was good. And I'm glad he finished it because all I have to do is beat the goblin at the end. So I just gotta like get a whole lot of Wiggenweld potions, aka health potions and all that stuff, and like just like try and grind out. Which I'll get there, but I want to do more stuff around the castle. That's one of the reasons why I got the game, was for the full-on exploration of Hogwarts and everything Hogwarts related. Hell yeah! Why the hell not? It's just a pity that you can't play Quidditch in that game, yeah? We'd like to. Got to make sure everything's safe, because as soon as the dogs start barking, then you know there's something. And I've kept the gate unlocked, so we're not exactly 100% safe right now. And in this country, you got to make sure you're safe, man. Gotta make sure yourself safe in this country. South Africa, especially with the racial killings and everything going on. But I'm not gonna talk about that. We're not here to talk about that, I'm sure. Unless y'all want to talk about it, but I'm not a big fan of the situation, not a big fan of the topic. Don't like the fact that it's happening in the first place. But I've got a feeling that, like, you know how in China, when somebody speaks out about the president or the government or whatever, they're in trouble? I love my country. I love my government. They're awesome. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's been some racial killings, a lot actually, in the last like 30 years. Ever since a certain political party that if you rearrange the letters, it spells the word can. There's a certain political party that has the same letters in them as the word can, and I'm not mentioning who they are. I love you guys, by the way. Those guys are awesome. They're pretty cool. They do a very good job as running the country, and they're not racist or they're not anything bad. So yeah, just saying. Love my country. We aren't China, thank God. Sentinel, hi. You missed a spot. Where? Lies. I know where I missed. There's a spot. There's a spot. There's a spot. There's a spot right there. There's a spot right there. Hey, buddy. How you doing? What's up? How you doing? Welcome to my daily grind, my man. Before we start the YouTube everything, we do the cleaning everything. So that's what I'm doing. And I thought, you know what? Why not do both at the same time? Oh, Sentinel, now I've got you, buddy. I've been thinking, I want to do something that I need your help with. When you have a minute, like it's no rush or anything. It's just been an idea in the back of my head. You know how to do the Discord stuff, right? How to add channels and whatever to Discord. I don't. You're the one who set it up for me. Get hold of me on Discord. There's something I want to add. We can talk about it, alright? If you're keen, if you don't mind. She put you to clean it. Nah. This is what I do every single day. Say thank you for number one, cooking the food, and being awesome and allowing me to pursue my YouTube career. You know, while you grind away like a slave, and I am terribly sorry that you grind away like a slave. So the least I can do is clean. You know what I mean? Shit, woman does everything else for me. What did she call me the other day? What did she call me? She called me a kept man. She called me a kept man. I don't know, I kind of like it. I've never been called a kept man before. I'd never heard the term before she said it. I'm kidding. Lol. So yeah. If you're keen, my dude, let me know on Discord. Or let me know whether you're keen here, and then we'll talk about it on Discord. There's a channel thing that I want to add, and if you can add it for me, that'll be awesome. And if there's any other sort of ideas you could have around what I want to talk about, that would be sick. But yeah, there's something that I want to do on Discord that I need your help with, if you don't mind. Because you're the Discord king, my bro. You know how to do all this shit. Wow, this wood is really like being warped by the wood, isn't it? I mean, by the water, isn't it? Look at this. I don't know if you can see this, but look how bowed the bottom is, and look how flat the top is, right? Because it's split right there in the middle. It literally split the other day, and look how it's starting to bow the bottom. Can you see that? That's nuts. Damn. Just message which channel you want to add. You want to... Okay, cool. Will do. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you. Yeah, I watched that video that you made using my channel as an example for that that Discord thing that you did. Cool video. I like it. Informative. And thank you for using me. Appreciate that. kind of cool. Like the other day, because I'm making compilation videos for Marvel Rivals, and I'm using other people's content, and I'm putting their names there so that they're credited. And the one person that was in one of the videos got hold of me because he saw the video and he was all like, "Oh shit, I'm in one of your videos. Cool." And he sent me a message and said, "Hey bro, I've noticed that I'm in one of your videos. Do you want to collab?" And I was like, "Bruh, definitely. Most definitely. Whenever you king bean, I'm there like a bear." So that's kind of cool. I think it was a video where you can use manage. Yes, it was something like that. Yeah. It was something to do with moderators. Correct. Correctamundo. Make sure this pot is real clean. Yeah, that's the inside. Right, now the outside. Yeah, it is the pot for the pressure cooker, so you don't have to worry too much about the outside because it's electric. But still, sometimes it gets a little bit dirty, a little bit grubby. On the outside. Rinse the boy off. Right, and the last thing to actually wash. Yeah, the last thing to wash, manky old pan. Cool. Yeah, there's no dishes over there. Alright. The greasy thing is the last thing you wash. So it starts with glass, plastic, dishes, cutlery, pots, pans, and then anything greasy. I suppose in this instance, the pan is the anything greasy. And then once you've got to the anything greasy stage, you're good, you're done. Cool. Cool. It's a good thing this pan wasn't like caked with anything hard to clean. So it was easy to clean at least. Alright, that's done. Lovely, lovely. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Alright. And get out the water, rinse off the old hands, rinse off the old sponge. Right, deleting messages. Sanitizer on dishes? Have you used sanitizer on dishes? Why would somebody use sanitizer on dishes? That's weird. Use dishwashing cleaner. Dishwashing liquid. Not sanitizer. What the hell would you use sanitizer on dishes for? That's weird. Hello? Excuse me, sir. Hello. What is this nonsense you speak? Sanitizer upon dishes, dear sir? I do say, old chap, you've gone balmy. I think you've lost your marbles, good sir. And then every time you do the dishes, always take the cleaning sponge, the sponge that you use to clean dish, not the dishes with the counters, the one that you use for all the counters, not the dishes, and you clean out the frickin' sink. Always clean the sink. Men, I know y'all gonna do it. Don't fuck around, clean the sink. It's actually a thing. It's a thing. People use sanitizer to clean their dishes. What is wrong with these heathens? I'm offended. I'm not disgusted. I'm offended at the fact. Why am I offended at the fact that people use sanitizer to clean their dishes? Who? What rednecks, backwards, dumbass, son of a bitch? Restaurants? I'm sorry, what? No, 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 no. I refuse. I refuse to accept this existence. No, 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 no. Look it up. I will. I will. Oh, trust me, I will. Restaurants use sanitizer. Some, not all, not all, but some restaurants use sanitizer for their dishes. Does it seem wrong? It feels like it should be wrong. It honestly feels like that should be wrong, but I don't know. Okay, so next step, dishes are done, right? Yay! Woo! Okay, so next step, I have this little concoction in a spray bottle, and the cleaning sponge for counters, and then I just like and make sure everything's all nice and shiny. So I'm just going to put you. What are you looking at here? Okay, so that's the bin. That's too much. That's over there. What if I just put y'all? Okay, you know what? I'm just exposing my kitchen. That's all I'm doing. I'm exposing my kitchen. This is the pan that I just cleaned. Lol. Okay, so I'm just exposing my kitchen. This is my kitchen, everybody. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. Not ready because. Not ready because. Not ready because. Alright, I'm gonna start off spraying this side and then work my way around. Back this way. So I got my handy spray bottle, yeah. Not eliminate all germs, sanitizing oxygen bottles using a chemical agent, high heat, reducing the number of pathogens to a safe level. Yeah, scientifically it makes sense. It's just the idea of sanitizer on the dishes feels gross. It feels like it's wrong. It shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be allowed. I'm sorry, it feels like it shouldn't be allowed. I know it's scientifically proven to be all like, germ free and whatever. But still, brother, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm just gonna wipe down this stove top real quick. Because somebody doesn't know the meaning of cleaning a stove top when she uses it. Okay? That's not passive aggressive. I promise it's not passive aggressive. That's a lie. That was passive aggressive. Sorry for lying. That was passive aggressive. Okay, let's do this more spray down. Okay, now I move across to the side, and he didn't throw them away. Well, I'm throwing them away. Right, the lid for the pressure cooker there. That goes in the corner. These things need to be put away every time. That goes there. This can go there. All right. Give it a bit of spray down. Cool. Alrighty, hey, you're left. Give it Scrub a dub. 3 gays in a tub. All the way up here, make sure it's nice and clean. So my OCD can stop screaming at me. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Hey, hey. Goodbye, germs. I'll be with you guys now. Just 1 second. I'm sorry. I do apologize for the neglect. Hi. Hello. Hi. How y'all doing? Okay, so this doesn't belong here. That goes there. I think I need to make myself that cup of coffee now. Kettle on. Kettle activate. Okay. Now I need to find a new place to put y'all. Lol. I don't know where to put you guys. So I'm just gonna go get my cup. Got it. Where's Frank? Frank? Frank. I hear you. I hear you. Oh. He's peeking. Hi. He's playing hiding games. Look at him. That's funny. I was wondering where he was. I could hear him. He was underneath the couch, and I was wondering, like, are you stuck again, bro? I was waiting for him to start shouting at me, being like, please reposition me. I seem to be stuck. Playing peekaboo. Look at him. Oh, he's getting shy. Oh, you're going back under, bro? Oh, okay. Alright, Broham. Alright, Broham. He's shy. Oh. That's Frank, yeah? That's Frank. He's a good boy. No, don't look at that underneath my covers. Alrighty. These camera angles, I don't know, but hey, they seem to be working. The fupa. The shirt's a bit tight for me, so I got a little bit of dad bod going on. And we all know I've got that dad bod because of the shirt. It's not my actual body. This is just the shirt, yeah? It's the shirt's fault that I've got a fupa. I wish, guys. I got a fupa. Dad bod. Coffee looks dirty. Haven't made it yet. Some creamer first. 2 scoops of creamer. Caffeine, block the name, not sponsored. Hashtag not spawn. I wish I was sponsored by a coffee company. Oh my God. Could you imagine if I was cover the name. Could you imagine if I was sponsored by a coffee company? Ooh. Every day, all day, I'll just keep it streaming and I'll just be drinking their coffee. That's all I'll be doing. When was the last time the cup's been washed? Yeah, day before yesterday. So not yesterday, day before yesterday. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Hey, hey. Goodbye. 2 scoops of brown sugar, because brown sugar is better than white. Don't give a damn. Dirty coffee cup. It's not dirty. Like, it's not the cleanest of cleanest, but it's not dirty, my man. God damn. Come on, man. Shit. I don't want to. Okay, I'll just put you here. I'll just put you here. Never washes it. No, you gotta clean that shit, man. You got to clean that shit. Else that'll make you sick. Yeah. Oh, I know all about germs, my friend. Trained tattoo artist. We know all about cross-contamination and germs and what have you and all that good stuff, mate. We know all about it, yeah? We know all about it, brother. Don't you worry, you. Okay, it's fine. I know about it. I've been told. It's alright. Don't have to stress, mate. Don't look at my fridge. What is this? MTV Cribs? Psh. Look at my fridge. What's wrong with you? Except when it comes to coffee. LOL. Okay, so what do you think the legalities on YouTube are if I had to put you guys down facing me while I auditorily listen to a live stream of 24 hours WAV files? Because it'll just be the audio from WAV files, not the actual video. You're the one drinking it, not me. Oh. Anyway, how you been? I'm good. I'm good. What do you think about that? Do you think YouTube will smack me on the wrist if I have WAV files audio in the background? Because some of those stories are intense and interesting as heck. I love them. I wonder. They could. So I'm thinking they definitely could smack me on the wrist. And I don't know if it'll just be like a, hey, you've got an audio problem, you need to sort this out, you've got restrictions, or will it be a bannable offense? Updating. They are. Interesting. Interesting. Let me close this gate. Nice! Right. We have the dirty bean juice. Right. We have coffee. Okay. Let me stand in the sun for a little bit. You have coffee. Yay. New policy takes effect July 15th. What is the new policy? What's the big changes? Because the monetization is going to affect me. I want to know what it is. Because I'm monetized, so I need to know what these are. Ooh! You know what? I forgot. I shouldn't be eating these now. Because I'm going to need to share them with Kathy. But I'm sure she won't mind if I have one. Look what we got given last night. Chocolate cappuccino. What is it? Red velvet chocolate cappuccino muffins. I am so down for this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, I'll YouTube it now. Oopsie. I'm taking this one. Right there. It's so small, but so cute. July 15, 2025. We are making minor update to our... Wait, I was reading it. Wait, stop. Minor update to our repetitious content. Authentic content. Okay, this type of content has always been ineligible for monetization. Wait, what? This type of content has always been ineligible for monetization. Under our new existing policy, creators are rewarded for original and authentic content. There are no changes for reused content. Okay. Policy which reviews content like commentary, clips, compilations, and reactions. Oh, I do clips, clip compilations. Shit. Okay. I clicked the button and it just like the whole live just went funny. Okay, cool. I'll go look at that. Thank you. This is so good. I don't know. Hang on. Come on, focus. Look at that, and that only. Thank you. Look at the chocolate inside there. Oh my god, it's so good. Send me whatever you can find about it on the cord, if you don't mind. I want to see this from a lot of angles, but I'll also look at what YouTube themselves say about it. I see the link, thank you. I will definitely have a look at that. So yes, thank you, Sans. Appreciate that. Just cleaning up behind myself, leaving no trace, leaving no evidence of the fact that I just ate that muffin. I mean, there's one less, and it's very obvious that there's one less in the tray. Let me show you. It's very obvious that there's one missing. So I think she's gonna find out. But it's fine. Don't let my kittens here, they'll try to take from you. Yeah. Oh, that was a good muffin. Frank's still doing his thing. Kathy's at work, my man. Kathy has a job. I don't know if you know her. It's been a while since I actually spoke to you. But yeah, Kathy is an employed female. Like, she has a go-to job, not just a work-from-home job. Because before she was working with her friend. Well, for her friend. I say with, it's more like for her friend. Ooh, that's my router, and it shows personal information. I can't let you guys see that. Let me. I can use toilet paper to block it, I suppose. Ah, my ducky. No, my ducky. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I got a ducky playing a saxophone. He sits on a deck chair, and he sits on my Wi-Fi router. Okay, that's just for now. That's just the time. But it will show other personal information later on. So if I double this up, and place it like that, it should be a bit thicker. And just block it a bit, and I'll put that in front. No? Okay. Hello? Why isn't it staying? It was staying earlier. Okay, it's staying now. Nope. God damn it! God damn it! Okay, this is not working. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm being a dumbass. Okay, I just thought I could block it, but that's not working. Obviously, it's not working. Okay, so you know what I'll do? I'll just turn the router around. Wait, that's got my password on it. There we go. Ducky's blocking it. There we go. Flip it around. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I did it. I did it. I did a smirt, y'all. I did a smirt. Right. What am I doing? Picking up the glass jar that fell, first of all. Hi. We good? I also got a little miniature ducky. A little small, tiny ducky. Look at the little ducky. Look how small it is. Look how small the ducky is. Look at him. Can you focus on the ducky? Can you focus on the ducky? Can I get my face out the way? Maybe it'll focus on the duck. It doesn't want to focus on the duck. Why? What the fuck? Focus on the duck. Not my hand. It doesn't wanna. But it's cute anyway. Whatever. Because I also hide behind the big tower. Hello. You need my PC? My PC's a beast, bro. It has actual integration for RGBs, which is just this panel on the side here. So this panel actually has RGB integration because this is a glass panel. But I don't have the RGB lights. I need to get them. It'll be pretty dope when I do. It's all ready for the setup and everything. So the little ducky used to belong on the router, so I'm just gonna put it back there. And there's a little cat that Kathy crocheted. She was learning how. She made a little kitty cat. It's very cute. It's very derp, especially with the little ears. It's very derpa, but she made it, so I love it. Just gonna put it over there. Little kitty cat. Kitty cat. And I found this in the garden in a pot plant. It's a ceramic. It's obviously made ceramic, but it's a cat skull. It's a fake ass cat skull. How cool is that? It's not bone. Don't worry. It's ceramic. You can see it's ceramic. But how dope! It looks real, yeah? It looks real, but it's not real. Don't worry. Don't stress, guys. YouTube, don't freak out. It is fake. It is not real. I actually like these little like orbital bones here. That's cool. Because that's where the ears pop out of, I think. Yeah, that's where the ears will go. So that's like the canal for the hearing. For the That's cool, yeah? Dig it. And that just sits on top of my PC. Right there. I do have my Bastet, my goddess Bast. She is responsible for giving me a happy home and a loving wife and food in my stomach, roof over my head, because she is the goddess of home fertility. So basic abundance at home, whether it's love or food at home and everything that's related to a home and mothering. That's her. The mother goddess Bast. And Kathy gave this to me as well, so it means a lot to me. She sits right there. Right there. I look at her while she looks at me every single day. Every single day. And this, my mate made for me. 3D printed. It's freaking cool. That's all it is. That's cool. I see you. And this just basically fits nice and snug in there. And I play with this thing for hours. Hours! My OCD, I play with this thing for hours. Yeah, my internet might stuff out a bit here and there because the weather sucks. So I do apologize if it does bomb out. That's, yeah. But what do you think of that, yeah? That's kind of cool. It's fun. My two favorite colors, black and red. It's dope. It's dope. And he is stuck to my monitor base, so I can't take him off to show you, but I can show you if I do this. I got me a 3D printed Goku. He's very small. Like, he's not even the length of my index finger. Okay, stop your autofocus nonsense. Could you just focus on one thing, please? I think it's this light. There we go. How cool is that, little dude? It's a little baby Kid Goku. Oh, damn it. So yeah, those are my little favorite things that are always next to me at my PC. Crochet Kitty can go back up here next to Kitty Skull. There you go. All right, Ducky's blocking password. Yes, important little Ducky right there. There, important duck. Okay, so I wonder if we can let's I'm gonna do a test. This is for science. YouTube, don't hate on me. You can smack me with a restriction, just don't demonetize me at all. Well, okay, you can demonetize me, but don't ban my channel. I'm gonna see if listening to an episode or 3 of WAV files while I do stuff in the background will give me a smack on the wrist. Let's see. Let's try it. I'm willing to test this theory. Let's see what is there. Okay. I'm nervous though. I'm a little scared that YouTube's gonna smack me hard on the wrist. Like they're not just gonna smack me on the wrist, they're gonna bend me over, pull my pants down, and give me a thrashing. There's Waffles there. Okay, let's see. There's the live 24-hour feed. 24-hour, okay. So this video is called Live the Waffles 24-hour watch along and chat. Currently 11,000 people are watching at the moment. So let's see what's going on. And well, let's hear what's going on after this ad. Hang on, I don't want to have the ad playing in my video. It's not my ad. Princess Enchanted, hello! How are you doing? How's things? Welcome on in. Oh, you got chat level 2, I see. Very good, very good. If you want to increase your chat level and become top chatter, then you are more than welcome to either chat a lot or super chat. Super chats pump you up, yeah? Okay, so let's see. Okay, that's on.
That's for breakfast.
Until next time, be safe, be kind, and know that you are appreciated.
Okay, let's see if this gets me into trouble.
You should appreciate the Y-Files.
I'm doing this for science.
If you
I'm
aren't familiar
testing
with
it out,
Fish,
alright?
We might not be a match.
Testing it out. Don't hate on me. Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Ed and Lorraine Warren are maybe the most famous paranormal investigators in history. They've worked on more than 10,000 cases, some of which have been made into books and movies. The Conjuring films are based on the work of the Warrens. Today we'll look at a few of their scariest,
Can you all hear the
most
story?
disturbing cases.
Please let me know.
So turn off the lights and put the little ones to bed. It's gonna get spooky. December 1975.
Can you guys hear it?
Amityville, New York.
Whoa.
What?
We're jumping right in with Amityville? I don't know about this. You know I don't like to be scared.
Yeah, I know, but we took a vote on the channel, and most people said they wanted scary stories.
Oh, yeah, well, then they should be the ones that clean my bowl after I myself.
Okay, that's enough.
I'm just saying there are gonna be consequences.
December 1975, Amityville,
Is that
New York.
better?
George and Kathleen Lutz were house hunting. Though the asking price of 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville was higher than their budget, at $18,000, it was a steal. Soon the Lutzes learned why. A year earlier, in the house, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr., also known as Butch, snapped. On November 13th at 3:15 a.m., he slowly and systematically went bedroom to bedroom and murdered his entire family.
For what?
DeFeo's father, mother, 2 sisters, and 2 brothers were all shot with a .35 caliber rifle while they slept. Butch claimed he heard voices urging him to kill. His attorney, William Weber, tried the insanity defense, but it didn't work. In November 1975, Butch was sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. 1 month later,
that all?
George and Kathleen Lutz, along with their 3 children, moved in to the DeFeo house. The Lutzes weren't that religious, but they asked a local priest to bless the house. While the family was unpacking, Father Pecoraro was in an upstairs room praying. As soon as he splashed holy water, the priest heard a voice that said, "Get out." Father Pecoraro didn't tell the Lutzes specifically what happened, but he warned them not to use that second-floor room for a bedroom and stay out of the room altogether if they could.
Did they stay out?
They wish they did.
I don't like this.
Neither do I, Hickle. Neither do I.
Within a few days, the Lutzes noticed strange activity. At first, it was just sounds. Doors slamming, footsteps, strange mumbling. Then the house wouldn't get warm, no matter how high they turned up the heat. So they kept the fire
Ghostses.
going day and
It's
night.
the ghostses.
George sometimes saw demonic faces in the fire.
It's the
Missy
ghostses.
Lutz, then 5 years old, started talking about an imaginary friend named
It's the
Joey.
ghostses.
Green slime was found oozing from the walls.
Slimer,
and through
call the
keyholes.
Ghostbusters.
Doors and windows were found suddenly damaged.
Oh, hell no.
One night, George saw his wife Kathy transform into an old woman who looked like a witch. He saw hoof prints in the snow
I'm
leading
sorry.
into their house.
Hold up.
George would wake up.
Hold up. You see your wife turn into an old hag of a woman in front of your eyes and you don't think, FTS, I'm out. Nah. That's the first time. I'm sorry. Won't even get to my lady turning into an orbit. No. I'll be out of there, gone. Thank you very much. I'm gone. Here's my ticket. I'll be out. Thanks. Not a fucking chance. I'm sorry for swearing about it, but like, Nautis Tortoise. No. Bruh.
Up at 3:15 every morning, the same time the DeFeo family was killed. One night he heard his children's bed slamming up and down on the floor, but he couldn't do anything about it because he was paralyzed in bed by an unseen force.
And you stay?
Later that night, he saw his wife levitating and moving across the
And
bed.
you stay?
The next morning, after only 28 days, the Lutzes had enough.
Yeah.
Left the Amityville house and all their belongings and moved in with friends.
Oh,
That's
hell.
when they brought in the Warrens. On March 6th, Ed and Lorraine Warren conducted a seance in the house with several psychics. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, said she encountered Butch's spirit during the seance and felt what she described as an overwhelming feeling of horrible depression.
The inhuman, the diabolical, are attracted to where tragedies occur, just like a moth would be attracted to a light. And when
Yeah,
Lutz
energy wants
family
energy of the same
13
sort,
months
yes.
After these murders,
It's science.
they were still using some of the furniture that was in there.
Ed Warren said the house was possessed by demons.
Why would you keep the
psychic
furniture?
team took a series of time-lapse photos of the upstairs landing. None of the photographs showed anything out of the ordinary, except one. Keep in mind
It's a person
that Butch
looking out of a
DeFeo's
doorway.
little brother John was only 9 years old on the night he was killed. The photo shows, peering out from one of the bedrooms, a little boy with glowing eyes. After the Lutzes moved out of the house, things returned to normal.
That's all.
2 years later, they would tell their story to author Jay Anson, who released the book, The Amityville Horror. The book was an instant sensation, selling over 6 million copies. The story gained even more notoriety in 1979 when the movie Amityville Horror hit theaters. Since then, 12 books and a total of 28 films have been inspired by the story. Today,
28
the Amityville
films.
house looks much like it did in the 70s. After all this time, it's still one of the most famous and frightening houses in the country.
28
and maybe the
films.
world.
That's a lot of movies, man. Annabelle.
In 1970, Donna, a nursing
Good movie.
student,
Annabelle.
received a gift from her mother for her 28th birthday, a
Mhm.
Raggedy Ann doll. Donna loved the doll and took it back to her house that she shared with another young nurse named Angie. The doll's place in the house was sitting up on the couch, but Donna and Angie noticed the doll would be found in different rooms. Donna would set her on the living room couch before she left work. She'd come home and the doll was in her room with the door shut. Then Donna and Angie started finding notes around the apartment. They were written in child's handwriting and said, "Help me." And the notes were written on parchment paper that they didn't have in the house. One day they came home and the doll had moved again. But this time it had a sticky red substance on its hands that
Blood.
appeared to be blood. Within a few hours, the red
Blood.
substance was gone. Angie's boyfriend Lou said the doll gave him a creepy feeling and told him to get rid of it. They wouldn't. That night, while Lou was sleeping, he heard a noise in the room, like someone was walking around. Then he felt something on the bed. He looked up and said the doll was quickly crawling on the bed on his body. He went to yell, but the doll covered his mouth and choked him until he passed out.
Oh, hell no,
The next
Chucky.
morning, he tried to convince himself that it was all a dream, but he couldn't
Yeah.
shake it. Donna and Angie didn't know what to do. They felt like they were going crazy. They contacted a local medium for help. The medium held a seance and told the women that the doll was possessed by a 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins. They later found out that the body of a young girl was found on the property years earlier, before their apartment building was built. The medium told the girls that the doll, who they now called Annabelle, just wanted someone to play with and someone to love and care for her. Annabelle asked permission to stay in the doll and live with the young nurses.
The young nurses said no, they got rid of the doll, the end.
Nope, they kept it.
I was afraid you'd say that.
They felt bad for Annabelle and agreed to let her stay in the doll and they would take care of her.
Oh, yes. Hey.
That turned out to be a terrible
Did you
mistake.
send it to me on Discord, my friend? Let's have a look.
After the medium left, Angie and Donna explained the story to Lou to try to get him to come around. He said the story just made it worse. Get rid of the doll. They still said no. Over the next days and weeks, the strange activities continued. Sounds in the middle of the night, Annabelle moving from room to room, and now the notes changed from "help me" to "help Lou." One day, Lou was helping Donna and Angie pack for a road trip. He saw that Annabelle looked like she was just thrown onto the floor. So he went over to pick her up, and then he felt a sharp pain in his
I
chest.
see it, thank you. There
He
it
looked
is.
down and saw blood
Okay.
seeping through his shirt. Underneath, he had 7 long, bloody scratches in the
Okay,
shape
let's-
of the mark of the beast.
Let's mute WAV files so that I can actually have a look at this monetization video that you sent me. There's 2 of them. YouTube's new monetization update has creators worried, and what you should know about YouTube's monetization update. Okay, I'll watch the first one first, obviously.
So apparently, everybody is terrified about YouTube's imminent monetization update, but it's going to spell the end for YouTube automation, faceless channels, and AI slop. Let's find out, shall we? In order to monetize as part of a YouTube Partner Program, YouTubers always required creators to upload original and authentic content. On July the 15th, 2025, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This update better reflects what inauthentic content looks like today. Oh, so nothing's actually happening for another week. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube update that actually teases another YouTube update. Are they trying to gaslight us? Because the inevitable reaction has been doom and gloom, even though nothing concrete has really been said. I don't know, maybe YouTube wanted to gauge the public response to their vague outline and adjust the specifics accordingly. Or maybe I'm just coming up with conspiracy theories for the lols. Anyway, question for you. Given the information in this update, do you think it's going to impact your channel?
I don't
And
know, I hope not.
Let us know in the comments below. As tempting as it was to package up this video in a clickbaity way, in my opinion, I don't think there's that much to be worried about until July the 15th, and if you have already been following YouTube's policies and guidelines. Because that's what this is, an update
That's
to a
tomorrow.
detailed and comprehensive
Wait, that's
set of
tomorrow.
rules around what content is monetizable on YouTube that's been developed over more than a decade. It already talks about authentic content and mass production. In all honesty, if you read the monetization policies when you joined the YouTube Partner Program, none of this should come as a shock to you. And there has been a little bit of clarification from YouTube since they announced the update. When Dexerto tweeted on Twitch that YouTube were cracking down on unoriginal content with major monetization changes, YouTube were keen to say, hang on a minute. To clarify, this is a minor update to our long-standing YPP policies to help us better identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years, and is content viewers often consider spam.
Oh, hey, I invited myself to Rob's video because I have some thoughts of my own on this paragraph-sized YouTube update.
All right, yeah, Dan, I'm going to allow this.
I'm really hung up on the sentence, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. A year or two ago, we would probably be thinking of like 2 different things, right? Reaction channels and channels that re-upload other people's shorts. But in the era of AI, I cannot think of a more mass-produced way to make content than typing in a prompt and getting a video out of it and doing that 20 times a day and flooding a YouTube channel full of just shorts that you made in one afternoon. YouTube has always had this rule where you cannot have mass-produced content be eligible for monetization, and yet they are releasing a tool really soon that's going to allow creators to use YouTube's own tools to create AI shorts.
We'll get back to that tool in a second, but essentially Dan is spot on. The current YouTube monetization policies exist in a pre-AI prompt generation world. The examples talk about changing the pitch of a song. Well, now you can generate entire bands and unlimited albums in minutes.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground.
The examples also talk about slideshows with scrolling text. I think we're well beyond slideshows at this point, aren't we? And then we have mass-produced content using the same template over multiple videos. I can imagine that being reworded to content using automated AI prompts across hundreds, no, thousands of videos. In short, the wording of the monetization policies are no longer fit for purpose. So YouTube needs to update them. Does that mean new and radical changes to the existing policies? No. I think it simply means more modern language to fit the new creative environment that we all find ourselves in.
Okay, we've been getting shot at for 6 hours. I haven't eaten.
I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3.
Yeah, an environment that looks like that. It's the tool Dan mentioned earlier, VO3, which is now capable of adding sound and human voices to AI-generated videos.
This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might.
And it's made by Google, which means that it's coming to YouTube, because you can already use its predecessor, VO2, when creating YouTube Shorts.
So the big questions I have are, can those shorts be monetized, or do they count as mass-produced or repetitious? And then why does YouTube want this if they can't monetize, right? Well,
hold up, hold on, hold the phone. Hang on. Princess Enchanted with the $5 donor. Oh my god, thank you so much. You are a freaking legend. Love you so much, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is freaking awesome. Thank you. That's freaking sweet. Donor Hub. I don't know if I have that command. Tell you the truth. What does Donor Hub do? Maybe add that and see if it does something. I don't know if it does anything. I don't think I have Donor Hub. But thank you for the donor. Whoa, that's awesome. Hey, coming straight from you, Princess Enchanted, to my back pocket. Thank you so much. Well, to the channel, not to me. It's to the channel. And yes, actually speaking of, by the way, guys, if you can, try and donate as much as you can before the next, what's today, 14th, in the next like 10 days. Because I am almost at the point where I can pull out money from my channel once again. It's because it takes literally about 3 or 4 months for me to build up enough cash to be able to pull out. And I'd love to be able to pull out this month. So I'm nearly there. I'm right at the end. I need just a couple more just to be able to push through to the threshold limit to be able to withdraw. So I don't know if that was enough. It might have been. Thank you so much. Hopefully it has. But I'll only be able to check closer to the time, but I don't think it is actually there yet. So if you guys can, please, I'm right there. I am literally right there. Just a little bit more and we can crack it out. Maybe another $5-6 or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it is literally right on the edge. I was looking this morning and I had that much to go. It was freaking awesome. So yeah, thank you, Princess Enchanted. I love that. That is much appreciated. Damn. Nice. All right, let's carry on with this. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to have to smoke a bong, smash a bowl on stream to say thank you. Because that's how we do up in here. Okay, so I'm getting some weed out of the container. I'm putting it in the lid so it's easier to pack. Here we go. $5. Love that. Thank you. Alrighty, this is for you. Chantel. Love you, girl. Love you muchly, my friend. Okay, I'm actually going to pack quite a decent sized bong because that was a decent sized dono. Okay, so bong has been packed. I'm just going to put this over here. Here we go. Got the ladder. Got the bowl. Nice and packed. Nice and stacked, actually. Alright. Gotta prep the lungs, man. Gotta prep the lungs. There we go. Donut hype. Love that. That's awesome. Roots. That's sick. Donut hype. Ooh, damn. Shit. Every time. Oh, man. What you trying to do to me, man? I mean, I love it. I appreciate it. Oh, ooh. Okay, let's carry on with this little video.
Probably just want more content on the shorts feed. The more content there is, the more chances there are for you to get addicted to watching it and scrolling forever. It might just be that it's no skin off YouTube's back if those shorts can't be monetized for your benefit. It's just nice that they're there. And maybe you're the kind of person who doesn't mind anyway. Maybe you like mass producing AI shorts because you're like, hey, I'm getting a lot of subscribers and it feels good to see these numbers go up.
Now, this is where I differ a little bit with Dan's thoughts, because the YouTube CEO said in his big bets for 2025 that they will continue to invest in AI tools that empower creators and artists throughout their creative journeys. And that journey means getting paid, right? Otherwise, it's creative slavery. The problem is, and always will be, YouTube's definition of
creative slavery. That's a fantastic term. Did you hear that? You think about that. Creative slavery. That's madness. And then go. Dance the night away, live your life, stay young and the flower. Damn straight. Damn straight. Those are very, very, very insightful words. Thank you very much for that.
inauthentic content, mass-produced videos, and where exactly that threshold is. If we take the Stormtrooper vlogs from earlier as an example, are they going to be nailed by this monetization update? Well, in my humble opinion, no, because they're transformative. Will they survive the enormous copyright infringement debate that's due when the media corporations flex their legal muscles? That's a debate for tomorrow. And if you look at it from another perspective, this channel is only a month old, because before then, before VO3, all of this would have taken years to create at extreme expense. So does that mean it was all mass-produced?
No.
Bit of a grey area, that one, isn't it? At the two extreme ends of this monetization policy, we have original and unoriginal content, and we all sit somewhere on this line. For the vast majority of creators, you will fall well within the boundaries of the original content made by you. Maybe with tools, sometimes AI tools to assist, but nothing for you to be concerned about. Now, pre-AI revolution, just 2 or 3 years ago, when we start to talk about compilations, montages, reaction videos, that potentially pulls towards a lack of transformation, automation, unoriginal content. Now, obviously, like any video on YouTube, this is a sliding scale, depending on how much each creator relies on these components. And some of that content will fall on the wrong side of YouTube's threshold, meaning demonetization. So, going back to this update, I think it's simply about adding new definitions to the monetization threshold. YouTube now needs to consider how original an AI prompted video is. If the AI prompt was completely automated or created by a human, and I guess the variety of content created from one video to the next. Look, I appreciate this is not a perfect answer, but the simple truth is, until we see the official update to the policy, we're all just speculating.
As always with these policy updates on YouTube, I feel like they're lightly worded so that YouTube can enforce them at their discretion. The more examples you give, the more detail you give, the harder it is to enforce these types of rules. And I think YouTube themselves, if you asked them, if you cornered them and say, what do you mean? I don't know if they really know. I think it's one of those situations where they feel like we'll know it when we see it. And that's always the frustrating part as creators in this platform, is like, really would love some clear examples, but at the same time, from a business sense, I get why it's written this way.
Exactly that. The more precise language YouTube uses, the more it's pinned into a corner. And YouTube needs flexibility when they're making decisions on 20 million videos that are uploaded every single day. That's 500 million videos a month that are all slightly different from one to the next. And to cover all of those videos in detail in a monetization policy, yeah, that would be a bit longer than this, wouldn't it? Now, what if I told you, however big this monetization update is, I would be surprised if it affects 0.5% of creators on the platform. You'd think that's a pretty good result, right? But remember the enormous scale of YouTube. There are over 3 million creators in the YouTube Partner Program. So 0.5% of them would represent 15,000 creators. And if they get demonetized because of this update, you're going to hear about it. The best advice I can give you right now is to check out the YouTube monetization policy support page that I'm going to link in the description below, and thoroughly read the reuse and repetitious content sections, because I think 80 to 90% of what you need to know is already there.
And then on July the 15th, we can all panic when I'm completely wrong and we're at the start of Adpocalypse 3. Or is it 4? I've lost count.
Okay, interesting. See, I don't know. See, it depends on what it is, though. I'm not sure if this is going to affect my channel at all, because I have just recently started making clip compilations of Marvel Rivals gameplay from other people's channels. I do give them creditation, so they are credited. But I hope I don't create anything out of AI. I don't touch the AI shit. I don't mess with that, right? But like, would mine fall under repetitious? I don't know. I don't think so. Because I'm not creating the same thing over and over again. It's the same game, it's the same sort of content, but it's different every time. Sometimes it's rage bait, sometimes it's clip compilations, sometimes it's like the best how-tos, you know? So I don't know if that'll still fall under the same jurisdiction as what he's talking about. What do you do? Have you seen any of my clip compilations? And if so, think about what he said and let me know what you guys think. Because I want to know if I'm going to be in trouble or not. And this kicks in tomorrow. This takes effect tomorrow. Shit. Like shit. Okay, that video was from VidIQ. This one's from Nick Nimmin. It's what you should know about the YouTube monetization update. I think it might be the same information, just from a different person's point of view. So you might have different information about it. So let's see what we can't see, I suppose.
Some YouTubers are completely freaking out right now because of what's getting ready to happen on July 15th. They're worried that all the hard work that they've put into making videos and growing their YouTube channels is all going to go to waste. Because right now there are posts all over the internet saying things like, YouTube will stop monetizing AI-generated low-effort videos. YouTube's new monetization policy is here and it's a game changer. YouTube prepares crackdown on mass-produced and repetitive video.
Mass-produced, repetitive, and low effort. That's what I'm worried is going to crack down on me. Yeah, I'm busy watching it now, my dude. That's what's getting me worried. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't affect me.
Videos. There are also a lot of YouTube videos going up saying things like YouTube mass demonetization, 37%
This is stressing
YouTube
me out.
channels demonetized, YouTube policy ends faceless AI YouTube channels. And this has creators who make all kinds of content that uses any type of AI assistance, or maybe they do gaming content where they're not on camera, things like that, asking themselves, how will the new YouTube monetization rules impact me? Some creators are even getting discouraged from making content, like this creator who has an accent and uses AI voice that asks, should I still work on my channel after the recent YouTube update? Here's what you need to know. Yes, YouTube is making an update, but those videos and posts that you're seeing are completely misleading you. Let me explain. YouTube posted an update in their YouTube Help Center that says, updates to the YouTube Partner Program monetization policies. In order to monetize as part of the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. On July 15th, 2025, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This update better reflects what inauthentic content looks like today. Now look, in fairness, YouTube is not always the best when it comes to communicating things like this. However, they did respond to a media outlet called Doxerto on X, who claimed YouTube is cracking down on unoriginal content with major monetization changes starting July 15th. Channels that do not meaningfully transform clips risk losing monetization. That includes reaction channels, compilation pages, and more. Now, in addition to the community notes that were on that post, Team YouTube, which is the official YouTube support, replied with, not exactly. To clarify, this is a minor update to our long-standing YouTube Partner Program policies to help us better identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years and is content viewers often consider spam. Now, they posted this back on July 3rd, and since then, a lot of this content, a lot of this post, a lot of media outlets have ran away with this, and I don't know if it's malicious.
So I'm thinking now, if they said with the reaction to the post, they said no, not really. Our monetization policies already are in place that say that kind of content already can't be monetized. We're not touching on that. And if that is the case, then I would have been demonetized already because of that sort of content if I was worried. The fact that I haven't been demonetized yet means I don't fall in that field? Am I correct in thinking this? Because if it was a problem and I was falling into that because they just said so, right? You heard them. They just said it. So if that's the case, does it am I good? Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? I might be good. I might be good. I might be okay. I think I might be okay.
Or if they're just trying to get clicks. I don't know. But this whole thing has gotten so out of control that YouTube's creator liaison, Renee Ritchie, had to go and make a video about it to add clarity so that people would know what's going on. This is what he had to say.
If you're seeing posts about a July 2025 update to the YouTube Partner Program monetization policies, and you're concerned it'll affect your reaction or clips or other type of channel, well, I'm Renee Ritchie. I'm a creator who works inside YouTube, and here's the deal. This is a minor update to YouTube's long-standing YPP policies to help better identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years and is content viewers often consider spam. That's it. That's all.
So if you make faceless YouTube videos, you're fine. If you make gaming videos, you're fine. If you repurpose your long-form content into shorts, you're fine. Even if you make
Wait, what?
Everything is
Wait, what did you say?
AI, but
Wait, what?
Together, make gaming
consider spam. That's it. That's all.
So if you make faceless YouTube videos, you're fine. If you make gaming videos, you're fine. If you repurpose your long-form content into shorts, you're fine. Even if you make AI content, that everything is done with AI, but it's put together in a way that isn't mass-produced and not spammy, you're also fine. So as usual, ignore the noise, make sure to subscribe, go make some great videos, and remember, you got this.
I think I'm okay. Right at the end. Faceless, you fine. Gaming, you fine. Shorts from content, you fine. What if you make content from other people's gaming shorts? That's the 3 you're fines, but in different orders. So I should be fine. I should be fine. I should be okay. We'll see tomorrow. Oh God. Oh God, we'll see tomorrow. Chopping block. This chopping block. This my cock. Oh God. Tomorrow. Okay. There's no point in stressing over something that hasn't happened yet. Yes, 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 no, yes, of course. There's no point in stressing over something that hasn't happened yet. Don't be stupid. Freaking yourself out for nothing, you dumbass. God damn. Alright, I got this. No worries. I got this. I'm good. I'll deal with that shit tomorrow. Right now, no point in worrying about it. Yeah. And I'm getting so close to payout. Oh, did both send me a message? Okay, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. What the fuck? Not Nitro? Go away. I don't want to see that shit. Alright, cool. Well, Discord's closed. Nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate the information. That helps. Could be solved today. Yeah, true. Alright, okay, so how do I get into this information? Can you bring up Discord again? Let me reopen Discord. Alright. So in the first video he said he's got something in the description to look at. So let me go check out his description. Repetitious section, YouTube. Yeah. Oh Jesus! Shush! Stop! No! Stop!
So
Shush.
apparently,
Stop!
everybody
Shush!
is terrified.
Shut the hell up! Ass monkey. You're kidding? Kidding about what? Oh, about could it be solved today? No, but you're not actually wrong, my dude. I'm just gonna look. So okay, so I went through the range of emotions. I got worried, then I got scared, then I got a little bit of like more information, and I got a little bit relieved. All right, and now I'm like, I think I'm okay, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of research just to cover my ass and see for sure. Because we've seen information from two sides. Well, technically three sides, because the other guy had that short video of the other guy in his video. So we saw three people speak about the same subject. They all gave us the same exact wording. So I'm thinking if we look at the actual policy itself, it'll probably say those same things. That's why they use that wording. I don't know if it'll have more detailed information about it. But we are gonna look. Monetization program, there we go. Okay, let's go down. Let's see. There is YouTube partner program. No, YouTube channel monetization policies. That's probably what we're gonna look for. Right here, okay. Monetization, blah blah blah. Review channel. No, that's not what I'm looking for. What did he say I need to look for under here? What's it called? Exactly. Best to read it from source. Exactly, yes. 90%. I'm trying to find where he said we have to look. Following program guidelines, no. Oh, it might be following guidelines. No, it's not that. Alright, July 15th, right there. We're making a minor update to our repetitious content, in commas, inverted quotes. Categories includes in content that is repetitious or mass produced. We are also renaming the policy from repetitious content to inauthentic content. This type of content has always been ineligible for monetization under our existing policies. You see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's already demonetized already. So I would have already been smacked on the wrist for it, but I have not. So I don't think I fall in that category. Where was I? Ineligible for monetization under yes, where creators are rewarded for original and authentic content. There is no change to our reusing content policy, which reviews content like commentary, clips, compilations, and reaction videos. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. There is no change. There is no change to our reused content policy, which reviews content like commentary, clips, compilations. I'm good. I'm good. It says it right there. Right, let me show you. Come here. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay. Right there. There is no change to our reused content policy, which reviews content like commentary, clips, compilations, and reaction videos. I am good, guys. I am freaking good. Yes. Sweet. Oh, okay. I don't have to stress. Oh, bro. Do you know how my heart nearly sank in my chest? I am okay. It says it right there. You saw it. You saw it. I'm okay. So if they come at me, I'm going to be like, motherfuckers, you better get off my ass. Don't talk shit. It says right there, I'm good. All right. All right. Happy days. Happy days. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Whoo. All right. Whoo, bruh. I got real scared there for a minute, my man. Holy shit. Okay. No, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, turn this down because that's real loud. Let's get back to some stories from Wi-Fi's. Why not?
Volts for the prototype, but his homemade transformer blew out after just a few minutes.
What are they talking about?
If Mike was really going to scale and test his machine,
No, I appreciate. Thank you.
transformers that can handle 50,000 volts
You did good.
or more
I appreciate
without
that.
breaking
If
a
any
sweat.
more information ever comes up about YouTube that I wasn't aware of, please let me know.
Power poles, but those are not easy to get, and they're not cheap. Mike didn't have $15,000 to $20,000 to put into this experiment. Besides, he'd need more than one or two transformers. He'd need a few. So Mike had an idea.
You like my latest tattoo? Mama
He
Neko.
knew there were 6 industrial-grade transformers just sitting in a yard doing nothing but getting rusty. But that yard was a substation for the King City, Missouri Power Company. So Mike called a couple of friends with pickup trucks and in broad daylight drove to the substation, loaded up the transformers, and drove
I think
away.
they've moved past the
A
Annabelle
few
doll
weeks later,
story.
he had his next version of the machine. The transformers were connected to the grid. New lasers were in place, and the wire hanger conductors were upgraded to 4-foot-long, half-inch metal rods. This thing was a beast. Now, the moment of truth.
The hell's he talking
Mike
about?
powered up the machine. There was a loud crack, a spark, and then nothing. His whole house went dark. The new machine knocked out the power. Then Mike looked out the window. He knocked out the power in the whole town. It took some tinkering, but soon Mike was able to get the machine running without causing brownouts all over town.
Brownouts?
And the machine?
Brownouts?
It worked. It created an energy field or vortex a few feet wide.
What's a
So
brownout?
Mike sent objects through the vortex. But this time, objects weren't reappearing a few seconds later. They weren't reappearing at all. The objects were just vanishing to who knows where. One afternoon, Mike had a few friends over and they were tossing small objects into the energy field. They wondered, could a big object go through?
Yeah, I'd like to send my ex-wife through.
Well, a few of Mike's buddies got behind the living room couch and pushed. The couch went into the energy vortex and was gone.
Oh!
Oop.
Yeah, that
There
was
goes
the
the
good
couch.
news.
Yeah, what's the bad news?
Mike's cat was on the couch
Oh
at the time.
no.
Yeah, so what's the bad news?
Oh, Hecklefish.
So
He's
now
so
everyone
funny.
is just standing there in an empty living room staring at this whirling field of energy. Then they heard a pounding on the front door. Mike opened the door, and there were 8 deputies on the property. The officer at the door had a search warrant. Mike's neighbors had reported a lot of weird activity happening at the house. And it
Interesting.
didn't take long for police to put together Mike's project and reports from the power company of a lot of missing equipment. So whatever experiment Mike Markham was planning would have to wait, because now he's going to jail. For stealing the transformers and stealing power, Mike Markham got 60 days in jail and 5 years probation. Now, while he was in jail, Mike thought of different ways he could make the machine more efficient. But there was no way for Mike to build any of this. He lost his house, he lost his job, he was a pariah in his town because of the brownouts. It seemed like Mike's time machine career had come to an end. But
He was
then
trying to build a
something
time
happened.
machine.
His story made the news. The headline was, Kansas City man tries to build time machine on porch.
A Missouri worker set out to
Wow.
make a time machine on his back porch. The contraption
Wow.
he came up with was not completely off the mark, according to scientists. There are theoretical physicists working on those areas, and it's not total nonsense, according to the chairman at the physics department at the University of Missouri at Kansas City. The Stanberry police say the voltage that Markham had diverted into the contraption caused power interruptions in and around the northwest Missouri town of about 1300. Markham was arrested January 29th on a felony charge of stealing the transformers from a power generating station in King City. He pleaded guilty, and last month was placed on 5 years probation. Police said the transformers had a capacity of 12 to 76,000 volts each, enough to easily cause electrocution or an explosion. Markham, who told police that he has 2 years of college-level electrical engineering, said he was building a time machine, but didn't have enough power for it. That's according to the Stanberry Police Chief Tom Hampton.
And that headline caught the interest of someone who would change Mike's life forever.
Let's go!
From the high desert of the great American Southwest, I bid you all good evening, good morning, good afternoon,
And good
wherever
night.
you may be in the world's time zones, all of them covered amply by this program, Coast to Coast AM. I'm Art Bell. It is my honor and privilege to be escorting you through the second half of the weekend, and what a program it is going to be tonight.
Okay.
If you're building a time machine and you need help getting the word out, there's no better person in the world to help you do that than Art Bell.
I set out to find young Mr. Markham, and I found him. Michael, are you there? Yeah. Good.
Art Bell interviewed Mike Markham for about an hour and a half on the Coast to Coast radio show. Not only did Mike sound legitimate, but he clearly had considerable knowledge and expertise in electronics. And so did Art Bell.
Let's say it's 400 turns in your primary, and there's 4,000 turns in your secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 10 times the turns, then you'll get 10 times the voltage.
Right.
Watts, amps, voltages, stepping up, stepping down. Art knew about all that stuff. If Mike was faking it, he wasn't going to fool Art Bell.
Well, this was, I was using square waves, where I could actually, it was easy, controlling the duty cycle is easy to control the voltage that way.
Right.
So, because you can't really find, it's hard to find variacs rated at megawatts, so.
Man, I'll tell you, if you were using square waves, I bet the ham operators heard you for miles.
And he didn't try to fool anyone. Mike came across as humble. He wasn't looking for fame or attention. In fact, Art Bell is the one who tracked Mike down and convinced him to come on the air. Millions of people listened to that interview that night, and before long, people were calling in with offers. Some had transformers they would donate, others had property he can use, and plenty of people were ready to financially support Mike in building a new, bigger machine.
How do you feel about the possibility, Michael, of somebody coming along and being your mentor, even more than this, maybe contributing money to build a great big gigantic version?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be like a dream come true.
For the next few days, offers came in, and Mike, with his new team, created a plan. He corresponded with a few physicists and picked their brains about his technology and how it could be used for time travel. Several scientists helped Mike come up with an idea for a mechanism with rotating magnets that would make the machine easier to control. So Mike got a warehouse, all the equipment he needed, and access to more power than he could ever use. It took
Interesting.
about a year, but he finally built a newer, larger, and highly upgraded version of his time machine. And you know what? The machine worked.
It worked? Nah. It worked? What the hell?
It took almost 18 years, but Art Bell was finally able to catch up with Mike Markham. Honestly, Art thought Mike was dead.
And I called you Madman because I was convinced you were going to absolutely fry yourself alive and turn into a French fry. There are other people who have been involved in time travel, Mike, that I've had on the show, and honest to God, Mike, they're gone. I don't know where they are, whether
They're
it's
just
Cheever
gone?
or
They're just
Anderson,
gone?
others that we've had on the show, they're gone. I mean, they're gone.
But Mike Madman Markham was very much alive, and a lot had happened since the last time he and Art spoke. Because of Mike's last appearance on Coast to Coast, he suddenly had a lot of benefactors. He had a little money, equipment, and lots of power. Mike set up in a warehouse in Overland Park, Kansas, and there he built several iterations of his time machine. The most successful version used rotating magnets. So instead of having a small energy vortex, Mike was able to create what he called a plasma tornado.
Maybe it'll be more efficient if I use, instead of using basically heat from a laser in a cold room, the differential, the temperature difference between those two to stir the plasma, maybe even more efficient if I use the magnetic field to stir it. That's what I ended up doing.
Use the magnetic field to do what?
Basically, it's, well, in simple terms, this thing looks like basically a plasma tornado.
So how much power do you need to create a plasma tornado? Well, remember Mike's first machine? That prototype ran at 20,000 volts. Well, his next version...
The one that ate the couch and the cat?
Yep.
And what a waste of a perfectly good couch.
Stop it. Anyway, the next version used about 70,000 volts. This new machine in the warehouse, which is about 15 feet tall, it was pulling 3 million volts. That is a crazy amount of pressure.
Pressure?
Well, in simple terms, volts measure the pressure of force driving the electric current. So think of electricity like a water hose. Amps are how much water is flowing through the hose, or how much power is running through a circuit. Most households get between 100 and 200 amps of power.
Well, unless you got a grow room, then you need a lot more power.
What did I say about this?
Tomatoes! I was growing tomatoes!
Anyway, amps
Sure,
are the amount
buddy.
of power.
Tomatoes.
Voltage is the pressure of the power.
Great
So imagine
tomatoes,
taking
not
that water
fruit.
hose and making the end of it smaller and smaller. That increases the pressure of the water coming out of the end. So even if you don't have a lot of amps, you can still create really high voltage. That's what a transformer does. So using juice from the power company, supplemented by a couple of generators, Mike had more than enough power to run his machine.
2 cylinders, one cylinder inside the other.
Right.
With a magnetic, with another, basically a circle of magnetic electromagnets around it. So basically, you got a bunch of plasma, like inside of it, with a magnetic field rotating it.
You know, what you are describing, I'm sure you've heard stories of the Philadelphia experiment, right?
Yeah.
Well, they described a similar electronic setup with regard to the rotating magnetic fields.
Art correctly pointed out that this is how the Philadelphia experiment was done, with high voltage and rotating magnetic fields. In fact, when Mike was arrested, he told the police he was building a time machine. Now, of course, they thought he was nuts, but several scientists said that if building a time machine was possible, Mike's technology was on the right track.
Because Einstein's equations do allow for time travel.
Interesting.
And they're blueprints. Blueprints for different kinds of time travel designs that are compatible with Einstein's theory. For example, gigantic spinning cylinders. You go around the cylinder and you come back before you left.
So now Mike started testing the machine by sending objects through the vortex. First with small objects like bits of wood, baseballs, and little things like that. And they went through just fine, but they just disappeared, just like the couch.
And the cat.
But they really didn't disappear. They just ended up in different locations.
So, what, it's teleporting stuff?
No. The objects would go in and vanish, and then about 2 minutes later, they reappeared. But the objects ended up between 50 and 150 yards east or west of the machine. And always east and west, never north or south. Mike thought this could have something to do with the Earth's rotation or magnetic field. And look, I know the story sounds crazy.
I don't mind it.
But these tests were witnessed by 15 people. Anyone who donated money or equipment, Mike let them be a part of the project. And those people showed up. I would have too. And it's a good thing there were so many people on hand. Hamsters are fast.
Wait, did you just say hamsters?
Yeah. The tests were so successful that Mike started sending small animals through, specifically mice, hamsters, and guinea pigs.
No more cats?
That's harsh.
No.
That's a shame.
Between the inanimate objects and animals, Mike had successfully tested the machine about 200 times. It seemed like varying the voltage and the speed of the magnets could adjust how far objects were traveling. Before long, Mike could make a pretty good prediction of where an object was going to end up and how long it would take before reappearing. So at this point, there was really only one final test to try.
Do you mean?
Yeah. Mike stood in front of the vortex, took a deep breath, and jumped. There was a flash of light, and Mike disappeared. Now, remember, Art Bell had been following this project closely. He was even planning a trip to the warehouse. But when Art checked in looking for Mike, nobody had seen him. He was just gone.
The media did pay attention, and the media did, including me, nationally, went on the air and said, Madman is gone. We can't find him.
When Mike came to, he was not in the warehouse. He was lying in the middle of a field somewhere with the worst headache he'd ever had. And there was a big problem. He had no memory of how he got there. He didn't even know his own name. So he got up and just started walking. Now, it took some time, but his memory slowly returned. Eventually, he hit Fairfield, Ohio, a suburb of Cincinnati. And Fairfield is 800 miles due east of the warehouse in Overland Park, Kansas. But Mike had no driver's license or ID of any kind, no credit cards, no money. So he went to the nearest homeless shelter to grab a meal and get his bearings. When he got to the shelter, he saw a newspaper. He had jumped 2 years into the future. Mike took a few odd jobs and got together enough money to take a bus back to his warehouse in Overland Park. When he got there, the warehouse was empty. Everything was gone. The machine, all the videos that he took of each test, all his notes, every bit of documentation was all gone.
Men in Black.
Could have been the Men in Black, or it could have just been the landlord who thought Mike was gone, so he just stole the equipment or threw it away.
No way, that stuff is still out there somewhere.
It might be. Now, Mike was pretty sure he could recreate the machine. He felt he could remember 90 to 95% of the process, but it would take a lot of money. The equipment in the warehouse was worth a couple of $1 million. But Mike still had memory gaps. He couldn't remember whose donors were. His list of supporters was in the warehouse. And that brings us to Mike's third appearance on Coast to Coast. He caught Art Bell up on everything that happened. And although he wasn't looking for money, once again, people were ready to help.
This one guy suggests, I'm actually looking at the website now, go to tell him to set up a GoFundMe account.
Yeah, GoFundMe or, well, that's crowdfunding, right?
Art also recommended that Mike pursue a book deal. And Mike admitted that he's no author, but if he teamed up with a ghostwriter, he could certainly cover all the technical details. Another suggestion was work with the government.
No!
What would you cooperate with them, or?
The thing with DARPA, well, I don't have firsthand experience with them, but I'm willing to bet they try to militarize every. I mean, basically the check is free and clear. There's always strings attached.
I hear that.
Smart man.
So Mike had options, and Art Bell encouraged him to keep working.
All right, everybody, that's it. Everybody in the world wanted an update on Madman Markham, and now you've got it. He's not going to stop. What's next for Madman?
Hang back now, guys. Don't go nowhere.
Only time will tell. Good night.
And Mike Markham would continue his research and continue to experiment. Mike wanted to travel again, but he needed to bring things with him, so when he woke up, he could quickly get up to speed in case his memory failed again. A big problem he kept running into was that nothing metal could go through the vortex. Well, metal could go in, but it was unpredictable. Sometimes metal would come right out, like those sheet metal screws, or sometimes the metal would explode in a shower of sparks. But after some trial and error, Mike discovered that if a metal tube was built a specific way, it would act as a Faraday cage, meaning that the tube could travel through the portal and reappear undamaged. Plus, anything inside the tube would be unaffected, including metal. So Mike continued to document his work and built a pretty large following online. One day, Mike posted that he was ready to go through again. And this time he would go through inside the tube, and he'd take his cell phone with him. That way he'd have everything he needs, his notes, photographs, even money. It was a great idea.
Okay, I'm back.
And that
Hi.
was the last anyone had heard from him. As always, Art Bell kept tabs on Mike.
Is there any way I can change the title of the stream?
Nobody knew. But during one radio show, Art took a disturbing call. The caller had found a newspaper article from 1930. The article described a man who had drowned. His body had washed up on the beach. The article said he was found in a
Where do I
strange
change that?
and the only object he had on him was a small rectangular device that nobody could explain. The man had no ID, so he was named John Doe. But some people had a feeling his real name was Mike.
Yeah, I'm on mobile, so it's hard on mobile. I don't really know how to do it on mobile.
Fans talk about their favorite episodes. There are a few on everyone's list. Jonathan Reed's Alien in the Freezer, The Man Who
That's
Flew
a
Over
poll.
Area 51, The Mojave Phone Booth.
Everyone loves Mel's Hole.
Mel's Hole is a classic. And
Mel's
Mike
Hole.
Madman Martin
Lol.
is on that list. Art Bell loved time travel stories, and nobody could weave a tale like Art could. The third interview Art Bell did with Mike was in 2015, and it's a masterclass in storytelling. Art already had all the information. Everything from the early days of Mike building a Jacob's ladder on his porch, Mike going to jail for stealing the Transformers.
Oh, I have to do it on the computer. Hey, okay.
And Mike's 2-year jump in time. But Art teases the
Alright,
story
so you
out
can't do it on the
slowly.
stream
Nothing
itself.
is spoiled. He walks you through the story at the perfect pace, giving you just enough information to keep you hooked. And we were hooked. And look, Mike Markham doesn't bring much personality to the story. But Art knows enough about electronics and physics to keep us in the loop on all the technical stuff. And Art Bell never condescended to his guests. He never ridiculed them. He made them feel comfortable, because Art knew that's how to get the story. I think this is one of the reasons why the Y-Files has success with these topics where many other channels don't. I don't condescend or ridicule.
Yeah, I found it.
I don't talk down to you. And no matter how bonkers a topic is, I don't ridicule it. I don't have to believe a story to enjoy it. And if you believe a story that I don't, great.
Options,
So
yeah.
here's a piece of unsolicited advice to creators who cover these topics with a
Don't
snarky
see the two
attitude.
dots.
You're making
That's
the
okay,
story
I'm doing it
about
on the
you,
PC, so
and
it's
that's a
fine.
mistake. So,
I found it
Madman
on
Mike
PC.
Markham, one of the best time travel stories ever. But is it true? Well, there's a lot of information about Mike on the internet that isn't true. In his last interview with Art, Mike even debunks some of those stories. Like, he never sent a cat through the portal, but he did send the couch through, but no cat. Damn. And Mike addressed that article from 1930 where the man washed up on the beach in a metal drum. I always thought it was a great twist, but that never happened. And there's a current story going around that Mike was still alive but homeless and died last year. Also not true. Now, I don't want to dox the guy, but Mike is still around. And unsurprisingly, it looks like he spent most of his career in technology. But what about the machine? Well, Mike Markham clearly knew a lot about electrical engineering. When he built that prototype on his porch, he was only 21 years old. And scientists did say that his technology was on the right track. Now, they didn't believe he could actually create a time machine, but they said if a theoretical time machine could be built, it would be done with high voltage and magnetism. Nikola Tesla thought he could possibly see through time using electromagnetism. And Einstein proved time travel was possible with gravity. The higher the gravity, the faster time moves. And in extreme gravity, like near a black hole, time would move very, very fast. If Mike Markham figured out a way to create a vortex of extremely high gravity, in theory, that would work.
It's already been scientifically proven you can use gravity to dilate time. Well, basically, I'm using electromagnetism, which is 10 to the 30th times stronger.
Right,
So
right.
I don't need basically a black hole to do this.
Art Bell's audience called in with lots of questions and criticism, but Mike was ready for all of it. For example, there's something with time travel stories that really bothers me. Let's say you had a time machine that could move you 10 minutes into the future. Okay, fine. You move through time. But what about space? The Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. It's orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. Our solar system zips through the galaxy at over 500,000 miles per hour, and our galaxy moves through space at 1.3 million miles per hour. So where you're sitting right now, in 10 minutes, you'll move almost 90,000 miles in space. Time machine stories never account for this. The Earth is always in the same place. But Mike Markham does address this. He says his machine stays in sync with the gravitational center of the Earth. So he's not only moving through time, he's moving through space. I've linked to all 3 interviews below. You can hear Mike fielding questions very calmly. He comes across as humble and not trying to prove anything. Remember, he didn't pursue Art Bell to tell his story. Art pursued Mike every time. Really, the main reason to be skeptical of Mike Markham's time travel story is he's here. If I figured out how to time travel to the future, I'd do it, wouldn't you?
Yes.
But who knows? Mike is still young.
Yes.
Maybe he's working on a newer version of his time
Definitely,
machine.
I would. Would
hope
you?
he is.
If you could travel to the future,
Roll
would
their
you?
eyes at this story and
Hell
say Mike's
yeah.
crazy. But the world needs more people like Mike Markham. Because when time travel is invented, and I think it will one day, it will be invented by a madman.
It would be. I agree.
The Y-file says these were power plants.
The Tesla Pyramid episode. Hecklefish convinced me.
That's better. It was at too much of an angle. I was leaning backwards too much. That's much better. Alright, let's
In
go.
1957, a small metal sphere blinks its way across the night sky. Sputnik, the first human-made satellite, marked the beginning of the space age. The American public was terrified. The U.S. government responded by creating NASA in 1958. NASA presented itself as a civilian agency focused on science and exploration. The truth was different. NASA had one mission: beat the Soviets to the moon. They planned 3 stages to reach that goal: Mercury,
moon.
Gemini, and Apollo. Mercury proved Americans could survive in space. Gemini showed they could work outside their spacecraft. Then came Apollo, 20 missions designed to land humans on the moon. Apollo succeeded. Neil Armstrong stepped onto lunar soil in 1969. That was Apollo 11. Apollo 12 followed. Apollo 13 famously had a problem, but Apollo 14, 15, 16, and 17 were also successful. Moon landings had become routine. Then, suddenly in 1973, Apollo was shut down with 3 missions to go. Budget cuts. At least, that's what we were told. But there is another theory, that Apollo 18, 19, and 20 weren't canceled. They were carried out in secret and were successful, and there's footage to prove it. But it's not footage of a moon landing. In 1973, NASA landed on Mars. The space race began as soon as World War II ended. America struck first, launching fruit flies on a V-2 rocket to study radiation's effects on living organisms.
Oh, the V2 designed by Werner von Braun.
Yes?
Did you know that von Braun was a Nazi who joined the SS, won 2 medals, and attained the rank of major?
Yes, I knew that.
Oh, did you know von Braun's rockets were built using slave labor from concentration camps?
Yes,
The rockets killed 9,000 civilians in London, but 20,000 prisoners died building the rockets. Multiple survivors said von Braun wanted this
20,000
to
prisoners
die.
died building the
When
rockets? What
von
the
Braun
hell?
agreed to work for the United States under Operation Paperclip, his war crimes were forgiven. He became the first director of NASA's Flight Center.
Okay, that's all true, but every time we talk about von Braun, are you going to bring up the Nazi stuff?
Every time.
Okay, let's...
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, cool.
Yeah, by the way, von Braun got along really well with Walt Disney.
What does that have to do with anything?
A few people out there know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Lemonade.
The Soviets launched Sputnik in 1957. It was their first victory in space over the United States, but not their last. Both nations poured billions into their space programs. To the American public, the space race was about technological superiority. Landing on the moon became the ultimate prize. But behind this public competition, something else was happening. The US and Soviet Union were working together in secret, and their goal wasn't the moon. It was to establish a human colony on Mars. They called it Project Red Sun. The project was inspired by earlier plans, specifically Project Horizon. Proposed in 1959, Horizon was a plan to put a nuclear-armed military base on the moon. A lunar base would give America unmatched military power over the entire planet. The Soviets would be defenseless.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
But as nuclear arsenals grew, both sides realized a war would destroy humanity. So they created a backup plan. If nuclear war or a natural disaster threatened Earth, the human race would continue on Mars.
Is it a bad idea? I don't think
Getting
so.
there wouldn't be easy. The moon is 239,000 miles away, a 3-day journey. Mars is a different story. Its distance from Earth varies between 34 million and 250 million miles as both planets orbit the Sun. America had the Saturn V, the only rocket powerful enough for the journey. The Soviets had better safety systems and life support technology designed for extended space travel. The trip to Mars would take 6 months. Alone, neither side could do it, but together, Mars was within reach. Now, March 23rd, from a secret facility deep in the Amazon jungle, the most powerful rocket in the world was launched.
Hang on.
What?
Why are they launching rockets from the jungle?
Well, NATO and Warsaw Pact nations tracked every launch from the US, Europe, and Asia. But a rocket lifting off from Brazil in the southern hemisphere, no one would notice.
Why didn't they notice the Southern
That
Hemisphere?
rocket carried humanity's most advanced spacecraft, the Interplanetary Space Vehicle, or ISV Columbus. Its crew included 2 Americans, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, and Soviet cosmonaut Vladimir Ilyushin. Columbus touched down on Mars 158 days later. The crew documented everything they saw. Their logs, films, and video recordings went straight to NASA's classified archives. The public could know about Project Red Sun. So why hide mankind's greatest achievement? Because once the crew landed on Mars, it didn't take them long to realize they weren't alone.
They're abandoned because there's
In
aliens there,
2011,
man.
Italian journalist Luca Scantamburlo
Advanced
held
human
a press
beings.
conference to announce that Project Red Sun was real. He had witnessed statements from Project Red Sun workers, emails, documents, but that wasn't the big reveal. At the bottom of his statement was a photograph that silenced the room, a grainy image of Buzz Aldrin walking on Mars. When it comes to Mars, Buzz gets excited, and that's when he lets secrets slip.
Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there?
From Buzz Aldrin's mouth himself.
But other astronauts dropped similar hints. Gene Cernan was the last person to walk on the moon. He spoke about going back to Mars.
Back to Mars.
Buzz does want to go back to Mars, and I support that, but I believe we should do it in a logical stepping stone process.
Okay, maybe he misspoke. But a minute later, he said it again.
Good to talk to you. Thanks. But John, can I just say one other real quick thing? You know, I'm not going to be there when we go back to the moon on to Mars, and it may not be this president or those who follow.
Scantamburlo had more. A whistleblower he called Bravo X Sierra 24 smuggled photographs out of NASA's archives.
I introduce to you a press release testimony I have written to discuss the presumed existence of a hush-hush military space program called Project Red Sun, carried out in the 1970s of the last century to build a stationary base on Mars, the Red Planet. My source of information, named by me, Bravo X Sierra 24, contacted me by email. It is possible to reproduce the pages of the press release and the picture presented here as well.
The images are blurry but unmistakable. Astronauts collecting samples on rust-colored terrain, a temporary habitat, a rover. One photo shows astronauts examining an artificial object in a crater. Behind them stands a pyramid reminiscent of ancient South American structures. NASA denied everything.
Of course they did. Never a straight answer.
The denials made sense. The photos are terrible. But Scantamburlo wasn't finished. As word of Project Red Sun spread, more whistleblowers emerged. And now he had evidence of a 1973 Mars mission. Actual video footage. Now, to be honest, a lot of people have requested I cover Project Red Sun, but a press release and some blurry orange photos didn't sound like much of a story to me. Then someone sent me the video, and I was hooked. The footage opens with NASA's logo and an internal use only warning. A title card appears. Welcome to ISB Columbus. Date, 1973. The next shot shows Earth through a spacecraft window. Then quick shots of the astronauts aboard. Another card marks day 10 of their journey. Earth and the moon drift past the windows. At 1 minute 7 seconds, the shot reveals they've traveled much farther from the Earth. Day 100. More glimpses of the crew. Beyond those early views and brief interior shots, we don't see very much. But then at 1 minute 46 seconds, we're at day 158. They should be close to Mars. An astronaut moves past the camera. A reddish blur crosses the frame.
Wait. Was that Mars? Did they really show Mars on this thing?
They do. We're only halfway through the film, and you're not going to believe how it ends. The Columbus journey lasted 158 days. Soviet life support systems and radiation shields kept the crew alive, along with experimental technologies inspired by Project Horizon. The crew logged everything they saw. Years later, their records leaked. Then came the film. Columbus approaches the red planet.
Holy sh!
I know, and watch your mouth.
Sorry. This is unbelievable.
Oh, just wait. As we get closer, we can see Mars's features more and more clearly. At 2:06, the planet's terrain fills the windows. Some quick crew shots, then the camera captures Columbus's exterior. Below is Valles Marineris. The image finally focuses as we zoom toward the canyon at 2:59. At 3:12, Mars's surface appears in stunning detail. More surface features, a little more inside the ship, and then this amazing view of Victoria Crater.
Wow, that's pretty. It's weird.
A few more shots of the crew. Then we begin the descent to the surface.
No, I'm gonna need my glasses.
Yeah, the Apollo missions had this problem too. The astronauts took actual film, so the images are pretty clear. But the external cameras were television cameras recording video, so they're not good at all. Still, we can get a sense of the landscape and the speed. Finally, the landing module touches down. But look closely.
Well, what the hell is that?
I don't know, but it's not wind. Something is definitely moving down there. It looks like it's under the surface.
Shia-Hulud. They're the sandworms from Dune.
I know what they are. Anyway, the video ends there. NASA continued to deny Project Red Sun. Sure, the film could be fake, the photos could be fake, but NASA fakes photos and film too. Nobody knew who to trust. Then came the bombshell. A new witness stepped forward. Not only was he part of Project Red Sun, he said it was still operational and had been to Mars that year. And he brought video to prove it. Secrets don't stay buried forever, especially something as big as a hidden mission to Mars. Decades after Project Red Sun's supposed landing, insiders began talking. Jackie, a retired NASA employee, called into the Coast to Coast radio show. George Noring. Jackie described watching a Viking lander's live feed from Mars in 1979. The camera captured two men in protective suits walking toward the lander.
As they came over the horizon, walking towards the Viking Explorer, and our vision got cut off. I didn't see what they did with it or anything else.
They were probably making repairs.
Jackie said there were 6 other witnesses watching the feed with her. NASA cut the feed when they realized their mistake. Jackie said the Viking program wasn't searching for life on Mars. It was covering up missions already there. William Rutledge came forward in 2007. The retired astronaut claimed he flew on the ISB Columbus and ISB Melbourne. He said Apollo 19 and 20 continued in secret. Their missions were to retrieve alien technology from both the moon and Mars. Rutledge Rutledge described finding alien tools, spacecraft pieces, even a preserved body. We covered Apollo 20 in another episode. It's one of my favorites. And if you've never seen it, you're not going to believe the photos.
Apollo 20 video down here in your chatterpot.
According to Rutledge, NASA and the Department of Defense launched several manned missions to Mars through Project Red Sun, some as recent as 2011. And here's video from that mission. A distant shot of Earth. Then we get closer to Mars. You can see the color is much better now. Here's a shot of the astronauts. There's Mars out the window as we get closer. Now the video becomes spectacular. Through the window, we can see Martian terrain very clearly.
Holy
I know, and what'd I tell you?
Sorry. Go ahead.
That video and the testimony of Jackie and William Rutledge align perfectly with records leaked by another whistleblower, Gary McKinnon. Gary is a Scottish computer engineer, and he accessed Pentagon and NASA systems in 2002. You'll hear it reported that Gary hacked into NASA. He didn't. He scanned their networks and found computers that had weak passwords or no passwords at all. He said he was looking for evidence of UFOs, but he stumbled onto something bigger. A spreadsheet labeled non-terrestrial officers, and a list of Navy ships that don't appear in any official registry. We go into all the details in our Solar Warden episode, which is about America's secret space program.
Link to Solar Warden down yonder.
Physicist Dr. John Brandenburg has a theory that an ancient Martian civilization was destroyed by a nuclear attack from an alien race. He believes NASA is hiding evidence of this ancient conflict. His theory is grounded in science, and we explored this in the Face on Mars episode.
Link is it's below.
NASA dismisses these stories with vague denials. Whistleblowers are branded disgruntled or untrustworthy. It's a common tactic. Raise questions about their credentials, question their motives, and watch the media mock their claims. But if these claims are fantasy, why monitor and intimidate whistleblowers? There are a disturbing number of cases where whistleblowers report being followed by what we call men in black. And soon after, they end up in fatal car crashes or have heart attacks. Are all these cases a coincidence?
Nope. It's murder. Murder most style.
It sure seems that way.
Moida. I'm busy playing Marvel Rivals while I listen.
Those are pretty aggressive measures.
It's quite hard to play Marvel Rivals with the sound down.
Denials will only work for so long. For every whistleblower that's silenced, another emerges with more details. They can't suppress them all, not with stakes this high. If Project Red Sun is real, it's humanity's greatest achievement. It doesn't belong to a select few gatekeepers. It belongs to all of us. We own the information. We're not going to learn the truth by asking for permission. We have to demand it. The story of Project Red Sun is a frustrating one. Like I said earlier, lots of people asked me to cover this, but the images were so bad I didn't think it was worth it. The story's obviously fake, but then someone sent me the video, which got me interested. Then I started researching and saw there might be something to the story after all. But first, let's dismantle the hoaxes. Yes, both videos are fake. Frame 1, the NASA logo. Fine. But look at the pixelation.
Yeah.
Now the warning.
2 or 3.
The text is crisper. This is an edit. We're not off to a good start. This shot of Earth was taken from Apollo 8, rotated and blurred.
Oh, so they use fake images of a fake moon mission to make a fake video about a fake Mars mission?
Can we just focus on this for now?
Now, link the fake moon landing episode down in your chum bucket.
Bill Anders, Apollo 8. Here's the Earth-Moon system from space. Scale is all wrong, but the scale is right in this shot. That was taken from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter mission in 2022. Gene Cernan, Apollo 17. More Apollo 17, but the shots are taken out of order. Day 158, Mars approach. Wait, Edgar Mitchell, Apollo 14. That's from the Mars Global Surveyor mission in 1999, blurred and brightened to wash out the color. Oops, film sprocket holes are supposed to be on the left and right side, not top and bottom. More Apollo 14. Global Surveyor again. Now we can match up the features. I love this one. That's from a photo of the Soyuz TM-33 docking with the International Space Station on October 23, 2001. But the Soyuz was pulled out. The original was from Wikimedia Commons. Martian North Polar Ice Cap, 1999. Lifted directly from Wikipedia. Destiny Module, 2001. Apollo 14. And then this amazing shot of Victoria Crater taken from Wikipedia. And before landing, we have this perfect shot from Apollo 7. And here's the Mars landing. This is from the movie Alternative 3, released in 1977. As far as fakes go, I thought it was pretty good. The original fake was created by someone named The Faking Hoaxer, and you could see his watermark on the video. But most people post his video cropped in without the watermark.
2 or 3.
And most
It's in and
versions
out.
have the
It's back and
Apollo
forth.
footage removed, so it's not quite so obvious.
Well, this has been thoroughly disappointing.
Sorry.
I love the
Now,
way he
can't
just
debunk
he
the
like
entire story of
debunks
Project Red Sun.
all the stories.
But I can shred that second video.
No.
Gene Cernan, Apollo 17. Some images from Lucas Gantamborlo's report. Most of these are also Apollo 17. This one is obviously out of place. It's from the BBC documentary Exploring Mars. The same Mars Surveyor photo from before, but this time the color is more visible. Mariner 7 mission. Expedition 40 in the summer of 2014, astronauts Steve Swanson and Reed Weissman on the ISS. This is a good one. You can tell this is the ISS from the windows. Here's how they did it. Grab an image from the ISS and pull it into After Effects or some kind of video editor. Mask out the window. Throw some orange behind it. Crank up the contrast. Dirty up the windows. Make everything just a bit blurry. I know my version isn't perfect, but it did that in about 8 minutes. And if you look at the hoaxed video, you can see they were just as sloppy with the mask as I was. The edges aren't round. That's someone who doesn't know their way around a Bezier tool.
Bezier what now?
Bezier, it's the tool that lets you draw curves.
Then call it a curved drawing tool. Bezier sounds elitist.
It's French.
Exactly.
These shots are nice too. They're from the European Space Agency. We've got the Ionic Chaos region, the Coriolis Chaos.
Why do they call these areas chaos?
Because they're chaotic.
That's it?
That's it.
Now, I was hoping for something more, outer spacey sounding.
How about this? This is Cassavalis and Sacrifosse. Casse is the Japanese word for Mars. It literally means fire star. Valles is Latin for valleys. And sacra means sacred or holy. Fosse is plural for the word fossa in Latin, which means ditch. So sacrifossa means...
Holy ditch.
Basically, yeah.
Now we're talking.
Another area of Cassavalis. And the video ends. So both videos are thoroughly debunked.
Let me ask you, how long did it take you to find all those shots there, boyo?
It took me well over 100 hours of searching Apollo footage and images from every space program and Mars mission going back to the 1960s.
Yeah, and you wonder why you burn out.
I don't wonder that.
You spent 2 weeks working on 4 minutes episode.
Yeah, it's called commitment.
It's called OCD.
I can't argue with that.
2 weeks.
So the videos are definitely fake. As for Jackie from NASA, I couldn't confirm anything about her story. She didn't sound like a scientist to me.
Well, obviously
but
they're fake.
Who knows, she might be telling the truth. William Rutledge is considered debunked. There's no record of him being an astronaut, and it's not like there are that
He's
many
not even an
astronauts.
astronaut?
There are records of all of them.
Yeah,
Whoa.
not if they're secret astronauts.
That's true. And that's what Rutledge says. There's no record of him because it's classified. Which brings us to Gary McKinnon.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
He says that he
Yeah.
found proof
It's
of a
classified.
secret space program, and I believe him.
It was an Excel spreadsheet, and there was a non-terrestrial officers list, and I can't remember the file name of the spreadsheet, but the heading of the column was non-terrestrial officers. Obviously, it wasn't aliens. It wasn't, little group men. I took it to just think it must be evidence of an off-Earth fleet. If you had non-terrestrial officers, you must have spaceships that are based in maybe geostationary orbits. Who knows?
Now, I don't know if there really is a secret space program, but I believe Gary found something. And whatever he found was so sensitive that President Obama, the DOD, and the DOJ tried to have him extradited to the U.S.
DOD and
They wanted to
DOJ?
put him in prison for 70 years.
Department of
Accessing
Defense.
computers with no password? How was this on him?
The charges filed against Gary say that he wasn't authorized to access those systems. The charges fail to mention that NASA and the DOD were sloppy with their network security. That's one of the reasons why the UK didn't allow the extradition.
He will not be going to the United States anytime soon.
Here, God save the Queen. Pick it.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. The
And all-
United States isn't used to hearing no.
And I trust that this will get resolved in a way that underscores the seriousness of the issue,
The coalition came into power. They blocked the extradition.
but also underscores the fact that we work together and we can find an appropriate solution.
He will not be going to the United States anytime soon.
Now, what doesn't help the story is that movie I showed you before, Alternative 3, that aired in 1977 as a mockumentary about a secret space program to Mars by Apollo astronauts in coordination with the Soviets.
We obtained an acceptable picture, which you are now about to see as we saw it.
And when it aired, people thought it was real. And Project Red Sun seems to follow along with that plot almost exactly. So some of the evidence of Project Red Sun can be dismissed, but not all of it. A lot of Project Red Sun's claims were later proven to be true, like there was once water on Mars. Lots of it.
Tonight, for the future of everything, we're going back 3 billion years into the past. Picture Mars as a world with water. According to NASA, oceans covered as much as 20% of the red planet.
And the documents leaked to Scanton-Borlo have coordinates that overlap with rover landing sites. Now, if I were a conspiracy theorist, right, if I were one of those, I would be suspicious. It's almost as if NASA is carefully managing the flow of information and expectations about Mars exploration.
Well, of course they
I
are.
don't think
What
it's
do you think?
coincidence. This is happening at the same time that space
come on.
exploration is becoming privatized.
And if you warm Mars up, you will, there's a bunch of frozen CO2 that will evaporate, densify the atmosphere, and get your ass to Mars. You'd actually want kind of global warming on Mars.
As companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin head toward Mars, they'll operate with less public oversight than government agencies.
Open your mind.
You know that if Elon Musk lands on Mars, he's going to tell us what he finds. The US government doesn't want Elon exposing them for lying to the public.
You mean exposing them for lying to the public again?
Right. So while SpaceX prepares to go to Mars, NASA can slowly release more and more information, so that by the time SpaceX gets there, there are no more surprises. And NASA's probably okay with this. Elon thinks he'll be making history by landing human beings on Mars, but it may very well turn out that all he did was create the perfect cover for a classified space program that truly never ended.
It's possible. I mean, it's entirely possible.
Why files taught Venezuela isn't real?
Venezuela isn't real.
Physics suspicious.
Lol.
How do you join a cult without knowing it? Well, here's how it happened to thousands of people in San Francisco just a few years ago. You're with a trusted friend, maybe on a hike or sitting in a bar or just hanging out. Then out of nowhere, your friend asks, "Can you keep a secret?" Well, of course, you reply that you can. Your friend then hands you a small black sleeve about the size of a credit card. On one side of the sleeve, embossed in gold, is a geometric pattern. On the other side, the words "absolute discretion." Inside is a security card printed with a website and a code. Later that night, you go to the site and enter the code, and the website responds with, "Congratulations, you've been invited to the Latitude." And what happens next changes you forever. After entering your code, you set up an appointment to visit the San Francisco house. You're ordered to tell no one and come alone. You arrive at a nondescript building and swipe your card through the electronic lock. The door opens. You're now in a narrow hallway painted matte black. From invisible speakers, an ominous pulsing sound is heard. On the walls are 2 red lights which fade in and out in time with the sound. High above you in the room, like every room in the Latitude, is a camera. You are being watched. At the end of the hall is an ornate Victorian mantel of some kind, but where you'd expect to find a fireplace is the entrance to a wooden slide. And the slide curves down into the darkness, so there's no way to tell where it leads.
There's no sign or instructions or nothing?
Nope.
How do you know this doesn't lead to something awful like sharks or snakes or a K-pop concert?
You don't. To go any further inside the Latitude, you must literally go down a rabbit hole with no idea what awaits you at the bottom.
Good lord, no ways. Nah, I can do
After a
that.
quick and gentle trip down the slide, you're deposited into a basement room called the Flux Chamber. On one side of the room is a
Flux
series
chamber.
of doors.
Go
On the
flux
other
yourself.
is a bright neon sign that says, shh. And under that sign, behind glass, is a ticket taker. But the glass is so heavily frosted that you can't really see the person's face. You simply hear their voice. You're given a claim ticket and asked to turn over all your personal belongings, your wallet, purse, phone, keys, everything in your pockets. You're told this is for your own safety.
I don't like where this is going.
Once you've complied with this request, you hear a door unlock. You enter and close the door behind you. It's dark. So dark that you have no idea if you're in a huge room or a closet. You can't see your hands in front of your face. And it's so quiet that it almost feels like the air is being sucked out of the room.
Thank you.
And after
Thank
a
you.
second or two, you hear a muffled click as the door locks you in. You now have no choice.
You also have to teach me how to rename certain things and do certain things in
Without your
Discord.
phone, without your eyes. In the black, you feel your way around everything. Floor to ceiling is covered in thick carpet. And as you move forward, the passageway gets smaller and smaller, closing in around you. You can no longer stand.
No.
You have to literally crawl forward.
No.
If you're claustrophobic or afraid of the dark, panic is going to set in pretty quickly.
No,
Now, moving slowly on your hands and knees,
Hell
you
no.
hear music playing. You
Fuck
keep moving
that.
and see a hint of light. You reach the end of the passage and you draw back a heavy black curtain. You're now in a small 6-sided room lined with books, all of which say the Latitude, and all the pages are blank. A voice from somewhere tells you to place a book on a podium and open it. The lights go out, and suddenly the blank pages of the book you chose begin to show you a story. This is called The Fable. And the fable talks about an ancient society that walled itself off from the rest of the world. But 12 brave citizens dug a tunnel under the wall in order to bring their philosophy to other cultures. Now, after the fable is told, you see the words absolute discretion, the lights come back on, and you're instructed by name to move on. So you enter another small door and continue crawling through the dark.
Again, you crawl?
Yeah?
Who started this cult? Me, Doctor?
I don't see how...
And you crawl to another secret room, which has a stack of business cards that say, do you have knee and joint pain? Call Jeffrey Rosen, MD, Latitude Orthopedics. You like that, huh?
The next room you find looks like an old office. There's a couch, coffee table, and a vintage phone. The phone has one button that blinks for your attention. You pick up the receiver.
You've been selected out of many and were chosen for a reason. One of our members has great faith in you. In bright axiom, my friend.
You exit the room, gather your belongings, walk back out to the street. Now, on the ground, embedded into the sidewalk itself, is the mysterious hex logo of the Latitude. Now, people walk by, going about their day, completely unaware of the absolute bizarre experiences going on inside. You yourself aren't quite sure what just happened. Then, your cell phone rings. The voice on the other end of the phone tells you you've been chosen for a special mission. Over the next few hours, a series of calls and texts directs you around the city on sort of an urban scavenger hunt. Now, at one point, you're told to go to a local bar, give the bartender your card, and say nothing. The bartender then slides you a heavy brass coin, and on the coin it says, absolute discretion. A few minutes later, you get a text sending you to another address, and when you arrive, you see the hex logo stamped in the cement. This is the place. You get another text with a door code. You try it. It works. You see the Hex logo on the stairwell. You walk up the stairs following the clues that have now become
Yeah, what I
familiar.
want to do is I want to
You
start
reach your designated floor.
a Marvel
It's just a row of
Rivals
offices, but one of the doors has a
clips
key card lock. The door is labeled
channel,
Den Arcadia.
so that people can add in their own Marvel Rivals clips.
It works. The room is covered in ornate psychedelic murals, and in the middle of the room are 5 vintage arcade games. So you put in your coin and start playing. Now, at first the game plays normally, but after a minute or so, it glitches out and you see a mysterious glowing figure.
Who disturbs my coma?
This is Quas, the gatekeeper of the Latitude. Now, Quas gives you a secret word.
Quas.
It then instructs you to go home to your glowing box
Thank you, bud.
and enter the signal. Back home, you enter the code on the Latitude website. You're then shown a video of Professor Walter Kinley.
The latitude for us has a double meaning, as you can see. On the one hand, latitude means geographic breadth, width, a sense of leeway.
The professor welcomes you to the Latitude Society as a compeer, and he then gets on a boat and sails away. You then choose a society secret name called a moniker, and you now have access to all the perks of the Latitude Society.
Like, what kind of perks?
Well, you can go to their e-commerce store and buy Latitude merchandise like t-shirts, keychains, and other swag.
Ah, there it is.
You can also attend secret gatherings called praxises. You can participate in other events, which are called jaunts. But most importantly, you can now invite others to join the society. For about $30 each, you can purchase those mysterious Latitude security cards. And as long as you use absolute discretion, you can buy as many cards as you like.
This is a pretty complicated way to sell merch.
It is. And this is one of the reasons for the downfall of the Latitude, at least this version of it. To learn what went wrong and what happened to the Latitude Society, we have to pull back the curtain. And that leads us to the Latitude's founder and chief visionary. His name is Jeff Hull.
You know, like for some people, heaven and hell is reality.
Jeff Hull is a Silicon Valley tycoon / artist. He worked for his father's financial firm and made a bundle when they sold the business for $500 million. Hull went on to create a company called Nonchalance, which specializes in real-world immersive storytelling. Things like escape rooms or murder mysteries is this type of entertainment. And Nonchalance uses the urban landscape as a canvas on which to paint these interactive narratives. Another well-known Nonchalance experience was called the Jejune Institute, and its format was similar to the Latitude, but maybe a little more sinister. Jejune needs its own video, but if you're interested in things like this, I'll link you to a documentary in the description. The TV show Dispatches from Elsewhere, starring Jason Segel, is based on the Jejune Institute. So check that out if you want to learn more about how these immersive experiences work. So what was the intention of the Latitude Society? Was it a game? Yes. Was it a business? Yes. But was it a cult? Well,
yes.
What are the things that like a cult would do? You know, separate yourself from your friends. Well, absolute discretion might be that, right? Ask for money. Oh shit! Like, you know, they have like it was a gift shop beforehand, but now all of a sudden it's like, if you want to continue on.
In the early days of the Latitude Society, the intent was to create amazing immersive experiences to attract corporate clients who wanted to commission their own experiences. Whether for entertainment, team building, or marketing, Jeff Hull believed he could use the Latitude as proof of concept to raise funding. And he needed to. The society cost about $3,000 per day to operate, and Hull put about $2 million of his own money in. But after 3 years, the Latitude couldn't sustain itself. So Hull introduced some controversial policies. Initially, members could invite anyone they wanted to for free, but eventually invitation cards cost $25, which was soon raised to $32 per card. Now, members didn't like this.
Yeah, no, anyone can post, dude. Make it so that anyone can post on that channel. It's fine.
This caused full-scale outrage. Members argued that when they invited someone to join, they were giving them a gift, and asking them to pay for their gift was rude.
So everyone just wanted all this for free?
They did.
Ingrates.
Well, Jeff Hull kind of felt the same way. The Latitude Society had over 3,000 members, but even if all of them paid their membership dues, paid for invitation cards, bought merchandise, you still fall way short of the $100,000 per month the Latitude needed to be self-sustaining.
So what did that guy do?
The only thing you do with a failing startup. He shut it down. But this was easier said than done. Jeff Hull and the Latitude Society were so good at creating an experience so immersive that members couldn't distinguish it from reality. Now, whether intentional or not, that's how cults are created.
Yeah, true. That is how cults are created. Whether you intended to do that or not, doesn't matter.
No matter what kind of life you lead, most of it falls into the mundane. Day in, day out, and you're going through the motions. So when someone invites you to join a mysterious secret society, it's only natural to be intrigued. And this secrecy is attractive. People love to belong, and if it's something exclusive, that creates scarcity. It makes you feel special. Now, I remember when the only way to join Gmail was if someone invited you. And when Facebook launched, you could only join if you were a student currently enrolled in college. You know, we preach over and over about how labeling people is bad. But if we're honest, we all have labels that we've given to ourselves that we're proud of. Maybe it's our country, our political party, our religion, or our favorite sports team. We want to be in a tribe. Now, during a Latitude gathering or praxis, there's going to be crazy rituals like chanting, dancing, costumes, all kinds of things that would look silly to outsiders. But Latitude members fully committed to their roles. These experiences were special to them. They were important to the tribe. And the invitation system is genius. People want to be Promethean, meaning they want to be the holders of knowledge who teach that knowledge to others. So think about an obscure band or TV show that you discovered before anyone else. It made you feel cool to be early, to be first. The person who initiates you into the Latitude Society is called your ascendant, and you are their descendant. Tribes have hierarchies, and people like rising in the ranks. The more people you bring into the society, the more descendants you have. The higher you rise in the tribe. Genius. There's a specific model of identifying cults developed by Stephen Hassan, and it's called the BITE model of control, BITE. That's behavior, information, thought, and emotion. So let's see how the Latitude shapes up.
I was actually a little bit nervous that I was going to be kidnapped or that, you know, there was going to be some kind of crazy pagan ritual with some kind of sacrifice or something like that. I didn't really know what to expect.
At the top of the behavioral control section of the BITE model is regulate an individual's physical reality. Latitude does this by design. Then there's isolation from non-members. Absolute discretion certainly covers this. Then there's controlling what clothes you wear. Now look at this shot of the Latitude's Elder Council. Notice everyone's wearing a Latitude sash, and on the sash are various pins and insignia showing your rank in the organization's hierarchy. Even Jeff Hull himself is wearing what looks to be a military uniform. Now this is similar to what the leader of Scientology wears. Did you just beat me?
Had to. We had to call it the Tom Cruise thing.
The Tom Cruise thing? That's Scientology.
Hey, look, if you say the S word, they're gonna come after us with lawyers and video cameras.
Good point. I in the BITE model is information control. Cults use deception. Latitude does this. Information is not freely available to outsiders. Spying is used. Cult-generated propaganda is created. Also, information is shared unproportionally. One ex-Latitude member complained that she had to give the society all kinds of personal information about herself, but when she asked how that information was going to be used and who had access to it, she was told she didn't need to know. Now, Latitude checks all of these boxes. T is thought control. Members are encouraged to take on a new identity. Techniques are used to alter mental states. Members are required to take the cult's doctrine as truth. Meditating, chanting, praying, and rituals are used to instill a new map of reality.
Checks all the boxes.
All the boxes. E is emotional control. This includes making you feel like the cult can help you reach your full potential. Another thing cults do to manipulate emotion is shunning those that leave. In an excellent article in Vice, one former member talks about how after she left the society, her roommates stopped telling her where they
my
were
battery's
going,
gonna die,
and treated
guys.
her
I have
as
to
suspicious.
go.
Society checks a lot of these
Awesome.
boxes.
Thank you so much for joining. I really love and appreciate having you guys. I had to charge my phone, and yeah.
Is this a cult?
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. So don't forget, stay happy, stay healthy, but most of all, stay humble. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next live video. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
I don't think he did, but whether intentional or not, he
seems to have an intuition.